See ya at the Buck. Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal, while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. West Park also offers financing, service, and is your local ARE camper shell dealer east of I-95. Outfit your truck with the best technology around with ARE camper shell at West Park Motor Company. West Park Motor Company with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello and welcome to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here with you inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you today on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com, and you can watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. You can see our latest video, which is Mike Houston's weekly press conference from earlier today. Got that up right now on our YouTube page, so check us out there for all of our latest video content. Coming up on today's program, Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, will join us live in the Pirate Radio studios coming up at around 3:40 or so. We'll talk Pirate football, Pirate hoops, and more as Igoe will join us. The big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, will join us on the Fixed NC Live line coming up today around 4:30. We will talk college football lines. The NBA begins tonight. The big man, of course, is all things college basketball. So we'll talk about it all with Jeff Nadu coming up in hour 2. And then at 5 o'clock, Bryce Williams, former ECU tight end, will be alongside as we'll talk Pirate football and hear what Mike Houston had to say earlier today. We got Shirley Rhodes here, Chandler Honeycutt, the big dog Glenn Griffin, and we'll kick off the show talking Pirate basketball with the head coach of the Pirates, Joe Dooley, joins me inside the Pirate Radio studios on a Tuesday. Coach, welcome. How you doing?
Good to be here. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic and ready for some basketball. We had Cy Seymour on last week, Coach, so he got me fired up. He says y'all are going to win 30 or so games this year.
Well, he's not too enthusiastic, is he? He gets on a little bit of a tangent, but no one loves Pirate basketball as much as Cy. I've seen it quite a bit. He was at practice actually yesterday. I don't know if when I'm retired I'll be going to that many practices, but it was good to see.
He loves it. He
loves basketball,
and he likes the guys this year. And we'll talk about it with you, Coach, because you've got kind of a mix. I think it was 2 years ago we had a pretty complete overhaul outside of Jaden Gardner. This year you've got a returning core. You've got a group of freshmen and a group of transfers. So a lot to discuss with the new faces. First, let's talk about what's coming back, Coach. And, of course, Tristan Newton, Brandon Suggs, Tremont Robinson-White, Lucy DeBow, J.J. Miles. Those guys have played a lot of basketball for you. And with all the new faces in, I know you're counting on them to be leaders for you this year.
Yeah, definitely. I think J.J. has really grown up quite a bit, and I think he's been a very good leader. Those other guys have all matured. They all missed, some parts of last season, which was, a debacle for all of us. But I do think they've grown up. They've matured. Luigi has really gotten better. He's had an off season. A year ago, he didn't have an off season. He had the surgery in January of his initial year here, and we had to shut him down almost about October of last year. So he never had the year to develop. I think he's gotten a lot better. Those other guys have gotten bigger and stronger. Jason Martinez, our strength coach, has done a splendid job with those guys in the weight room. And I think, as you said, they know what to expect. They've seen what happens in the AAC, and they've been around a little bit.
Joe Dooley joining us. Coach, how normal is it now? I don't know if it'll ever be completely normal, but compared to last year, how much easier is practice? How much is it closer to, say, 2019 than 2020?
Well, I think the not knowing the uncertainty of a lot of things. Are you going to play? You're watching football games get shut down, or guys not playing. The contact tracing now obviously is a whole different dynamic. Last year you could lose 4 guys. Coming out of Christmas, we lost 4 people, including myself. We had 1 positive and 3 contact traced. So you're not as worried about those type of deals. Obviously, you're still concerned if someone does test positive. That's still 16 days. 16 days in basketball is 4 games.
Right.
So that's not a lot of fun. But, you do get guys injured, so you have to adjust and move on down the road. But I do think there's a little bit more familiarity. There's a little bit more. I think there's a lot more clarity than there was a year ago. And I think there's a lot more confidence among society and especially the players that, we'll figure this out.
Coach, let's talk about some of these new faces. And the first name that pops up when I ask guys like Cy, Igoe, people that Jeff Charles covered the program, Morgan Ehlers, Vance Jackson's name comes up. And he's a big man that can shoot from behind the three-point line. And people are excited about seeing him. Coach, why is everybody so excited about Vance Jackson?
I think, Vance had a great reputation, had a great freshman year at UConn. And then they had a coaching change with Coach Alley at UConn. He went out to New Mexico, had a couple really good years at New Mexico, and then grad transferred to Arkansas. And sort of got caught in the crosshairs. They had the kid that was the lottery pick, played the same position from in the state of Arkansas last year. Didn't get to play as much. I think he wants to redeem himself. He's a proven almost a 40% three-point shooter. Got good size. Is actually a lot taller when we got him than I thought. I talked to Eric Musselman about him. The coach at Arkansas was very complimentary. He's been through the wars. He's played in the SEC. He's played in the AAC. Mature, good body, can really shoot it. Alonzo Frank, big kid from South Carolina, was a starter as a sophomore in South Carolina. I think Winston Tabbs, the other transfer from Boston College, averaged 14 points a game at Boston College as a sophomore and shot 40 from 3. Those guys have filled a need that we had from shooting the ball. And Vance is the first grad transfer we've taken, which we're able to do now. And now with this one-time transfer rule, you'll be able to plug guys in as opposed to have guys sitting out.
It is a whole new world, and I want to talk about that in a moment. But another thing, Coach, there used to be a stigma on transfers. Like, well, why is this guy transferring? What went wrong? Now it's completely different, and with the amount of transfers you see, but also you mentioned Coach Musselman and you having a conversation, him giving him almost a reference, so to speak. So it's kind of different now. Guys are transferring, and sometimes the coaches are saying, hey, maybe you'd be better off here. Sometimes guys are saying, I'm not getting a chance here. So it's completely different now, isn't it?
And we're not going to take a transfer that we don't know somebody on the staff very well. I mean, when with Frank, I know Frank Martin's going to tell me the truth. And I know the guys at Boston College, Jimmy Christian and Scott Spinelli. I've known those guys for 30 years. I asked, was there any red flags, all these, and there wasn't. I mean, sometimes it's not a good fit. You see it in the NBA. Guys are in one organization. They're not needed, or it's not a good fit. So they move on. They go someplace else and they excel. I think you're going to see a lot of this, every year, unfortunately.
That you are, and I asked Cy about this. I'll ask you as the head coach of the Pirates now, Coach. What's the pie chart look like of recruiting four-year guys out of high school and recruiting the transfer portal? I never thought it'd be a legit question, but I mean, it's gotten at least closer to 50-50 now. What is it for you?
I'd prefer to take guys out of high school, but here's the dynamic that you can say it doesn't happen, but it happens. Is if a great freshman has a great year at a lower level league, someone is calling the AAU coach and the high school coach and saying, hey, I hear so-and-so wants to transfer. That's the reality of it. And they're lying if they say that didn't happen. The kids are looking at it. I'm a free agent. I can go to Jordan Brand. I can charter. I can get training table. They're looking at it like they're free agents, and they can, which they have every right to. They can, benefit themselves. Maybe this school has name, image, and likeness deals that the school I was at didn't have. So there's a lot of that going on. Essentially, it is free agency. You adjust, you adapt, and you find different ways. I had an ACC coach tell me something funny. He goes, I said, are you going to recruit high school or the portal? He goes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recruit from the portal. So if I lose one to the portal, I'm going to go to the portal. And the guy I replaced that left my place is going to have the same problems at that place that my guy had at my place. So I thought that was a great line, and it amused me. But there is some validity to it. But now once you have them, they can't transfer again. So they might want to, try as hard as they can and comply.
Now, having said all that, you might have pulled in the best recruiting class we've seen in a while here at East Carolina with Small, with Felton, with Reyes. So how happy are you with the younger guys?
I like those guys, and they've got some spirit to them. Mosier, all those guys. Marlon Leston has been really good the last couple of weeks. He was a little bit behind. He was quarantined coming out of Canada. But Alexis, I think, can be a really good player. He's going to take some time to develop, and I think the thing with him, he's got guys in front of him like Suggs and JJ Miles that he can learn from, and I do think RJ Felton has, from the athletic and a physical standpoint, can really is already an AAC built player. And Javon Small, I've been very, very impressed with. He played at a high level in high school, played with Ty Washington, who will be a lottery pick out at Compass Prep in Arizona, and I think he'll be a guy that down the road is going to be a good player.
I know you've done a lot to try to improve the shooting from the outside for East Carolina, and how about on this particular roster, Coach? How many guys are you comfortable with taking threes on this team?
Probably just about all of them. I mean, it was disappointing. I think in basketball, the big thing you saw wasn't a defensive. When people got shut down, their defense wasn't affected as much as their offense was. Timing's an offense, a confidence, a continuity deal. Defense is a lot of positioning and effort. And we started off pretty good. I was comfortable with the way we were playing, and things happen. You move on down the road, and I think we tried to examine and evaluate, and also evaluate some shooting things. We've done a lot of shooting in the offseason, and hopefully that'll pay dividends.
And of course, it's still, especially in the American, going to come down to stopping guys in the paint and rebounding. So you want to be able to shoot from the outside, but you don't want to lose what you have inside. So how do you feel about that part of it? Interior defense, rebounding, all that.
You cover more sports than I do. I just really follow basketball, and it's interesting to watch all the trends. It went from a lot of the NBA teams a couple of years ago. It was either free throws, threes, or layups. That was it. Now the mid-range game is coming back again. A lot of it's dependent upon your team. I mean, I've had, it was a weird deal, and I'd talk to our guys. One year at Florida Gulf Coast, we averaged 82 points a game, which is really good. We only made 5 threes a game, which put us in the bottom 10 percentile in the country, but we led the nation in points in the paint. Kentucky was second. So some of it's just adjusting to your team. I think it's a little bit different. Vance as a stretch four will be different because you can do some different things with him. I do think Winston, once he's completely healthy, he's played in ACC games and had really big games that he's played at a high level. He knows what to expect, so you can play a little bit different, which is also fun as a coach, being able to tweak what you do.
Joe Dooley joining us. If you have a question, you can throw one in the Facebook live chat. as Shirley, get the line ready. We do use this quote from you a lot, Coach. Robert Matthews says this just became a total goat rodeo.
It could be a total goat rodeo,
which is a line we use from you quite a bit. That's a good one there, Coach. Let's look at the schedule, and you've got the out of conference games. This Myrtle Beach Invitational. I love these around Thanksgiving tournaments, and you guys are in a great one this year with some really quality opponents. You'll see it in the first matchup on either ESPN2 or ESPNU against Oklahoma, who's the tournament team. But that entire field with Indiana State, ODU, Davidson, Utah State, some really great teams in that tournament.
You've got Penn, who's favored to win the Ivy. You've got New Mexico State, who I think has been to 7 of the last 9 or 10 NCAA tournaments. Great program out there at the Aggies. So those are tournaments. That's an ESPN event. We would like to continue to try to play in some of those MTEs, and do those type of things.
You've got also on the schedule Liberty, who's been very good over the years, a regional matchup against Old Dominion. Gardner Webb, former East Carolina assistant Tim Kraft, Southern Miss from an old conference rival. So how do you like the way this non-conference schedule set up?
I think Liberty was in the 50s in the net and in the RP and in the Ken Palm last year, which is a really low number. There's 356 teams and they were in the 50s. A lot of returns, have a really good guard. I do think some of the regional and some of the name, the Old Dominions, people are familiar with that. Southern Miss, an old conference foe. Some of the in-state, and I think, in this day and age with the uncertainty this year, especially with COVID, being able to play some of the more regional places, and we don't get on a plane until conference play. We'll obviously bust to Myrtle Beach. The Liberty game is in Charlotte, where the Hornets play, so that'll be a cool opportunity for our guys to play in an NBA arena.
How's the group gelled together so far, Coach? You'll see it, for real when you get on the court together, and you've got a couple of scrimmages coming up. But how tough is it to take the returners, the freshmen, the newcomers, the transfers, put them all together, gel them together?
Well, I think one thing that happened, we had summer. I think that made being able to acclimate guys during the summer together is a big difference. Everything's great until you don't play, and I say that in practice it's always funny. You have 10 of the 13 or 14 guys out there, and then all of a sudden that first scrimmage, 4 or 5 of them figured out, whoa, I'm not going to play maybe as much as I thought, and I do think that's where you have to manage and handle some of those things, especially with the younger guys, because they're used to having a certain role, and that role might not be the same. Doesn't mean the role they have isn't important. It's just maybe not the same role that they've had.
You don't seem to have lost your passion for coaching basketball, for being a head coach, even though things have changed so much. So how about yourself and your colleagues you talk to in the coaching world? How much do you talk about, just kind of keeping up with the times and staying, passionate about the game you love?
Oh, love, definitely want to keep doing this for a while, but I think it has changed. One side of me understands the push for the student athletes to get more. One side of me also, I was a student athlete and I didn't feel exploited. I was able to get a free education. I was able to play college basketball at the Division I level, got a college education, didn't have debt, and play a game I love. Now, that being said, things evolve. So if they can figure out how to do these things, and the NCAA allows it, good for them. But I do think it's different. You might not like it, but if you don't adjust, you're going to get left behind, so you might as well adjust.
Joe Dooley joining us, Coach. We say this every year. A classic Seymour phrase, it's a tough league. Memphis and Houston are top teams, top 15 teams. And then you've got, of course, how good Wichita is every single year, and just up and down the list. So this, you're ready for it. But what do you think about the American in 21-22?
Well, look, we judge a lot of the metrics off of the Ken Palm, and Ken Palm had 5 of our teams in the top 50. So that puts them in the top 20 percentile in the country. UCF is going to be good. They've got a good nucleus of people back. SMU was predicted 3rd in the league. Tim's got a good solid team, can really coach. Wichita State's got the preseason player of the year back in Tyson Etienne. Memphis really loaded up, as we know, with that roster they have. And the league goes through Houston until someone can move them off that spot, and they've earned it. And they've got a good nucleus of guys back. Obviously losing Quentin Grimes will be a little bit of a hit, and they lost a couple other guys, but they've got enough guys that were probably waiting in the wings that wanted the opportunity to step up.
Key against Memphis could be getting Rashid a technical or two, and maybe getting some free throws.
Maybe he'll miss a game or two.
Yeah.
Once they get to that certain limit, you might could get it. But you start thinking about with Coach Brown, obviously has been, and Penny, and Rashid is a great guy. I've known him since he was a high school player in Philadelphia, and they've got a really good influx of talent, but they've also got some good returning guys.
Coach, a question from Drew, $1 million question. How do you replace Jaden Gardner's production? Obviously, one guy can't do that, so it's going to be a group effort, I would imagine. But how do you replace the scoring, the rebounding, everything he did on the court?
Well, it's got to be a group effort, like you said. The numbers he had were really good numbers. I do think we'll have to split it up. I think Vance is capable of getting some. I think Winston Tabbs is able of getting some, and I think some of these younger guys or the other guys returning will get more opportunities. We'll be able to split that also. And fortunately, I've been through it where you say, well, you've lost. We lost guys to hardship every year at Kansas. So what do? You go out and get somebody else and replace them. It's not always ideal, but the dog's bar caravan keeps moving. So let's go ahead and plug somebody else in there and let's play.
A lot of the offense went through Jaden, although you guys were good in transition. So if you had your druthers coach, do you want to try to play up tempo?
Well, we're going to play faster this year. There's no doubt we'll play faster. And I thought we played a little faster last year, but then we had a couple of shutdowns, and I thought our offense was a little bit off kilter. But I do think this year we would like to play faster and try to be a little bit more fun to watch.
And Drew also asking, how deep is the team rotation-wise? How many would you like to see in any given game?
Ideally, I think as a coach, we like to play 9. You always like to have 2 front court guys. There's always a foul trouble situation. There's always some front, those type of deals. Being able to adjust, especially out of conference when you have to play a little bit smaller sometimes, I think those are all. 9 is probably the ideal, stretching it to get to 10.
Coach Joe Dooley joining us. Coach, we'll let you get to practice, but appreciate your time today, and we'll talk more during the season. So appreciate it, and good luck to you guys.
Thanks. Appreciate your help.
Joe Dooley joining us, and looking forward to some Pirate hoops, and we'll talk more with Coach Dooley, the staff, and the players as we get you ready for the upcoming season. Let's take a time out. We'll come back, have more for you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Back with you after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Tommy's Express Car Wash is the car wash Greenville is talking about. At the corner of Red Banks Road and Greenville Boulevard, this state-of-the-art wash will keep your car looking great. And now Tommy's has just launched its new 2.0 Tommy's Express app. And anyone who downloads the app now will receive 30 free days of washing with their top-of-the-line wash, the Works Wash. Download the Tommy's Express app now by going to your app store or visit them on location, open 7 days a week at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road.
The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. Right now, we need you to add your flower to the fight. Take part in the walk to help raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Come and join us on Saturday, October 23rd in New Bern, or you can walk from home by going to alz.org/walk.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
UBE and PirateWear.com is excited to offer Pirate Nation the largest selection of new ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young Pirates in to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kid store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking uptown in Greenville. Visit them at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
ECU Pirates. Can't nobody do what we do. You know. That's right. All right then.
Yeah! The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Well, CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years, and it continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back into the program. Great to talk.
What was that look for?
To Joe Dooley. I was just listening to what you were saying.
Well, it was just, he was looking at me like he was completely surprised that I read that entire thing.
I mean, six figures?
That's a lot. Figures.
Six figgy? I mean, come on.
I'm in the wrong business if it's six figures now.
Come on, guys. We will have a lot of ECU Hoops content for you this season, as we always talk Pirate Hoops, but planning to talk to the coaches, the players, every week here on Pirate Radio Live. So,
I'm ready.
Coach Joe Dooley, great to talk to. He is fired up and ready for another season. I'm ready to see these new faces. I'm a Brandon Suggs guy, so we got the returners, so I'm ready to roll.
Coach came in here with a little pep in his step, too.
He did.
With a smile on his face.
And we only had 20 minutes, but he talked so fast. Like, we got a lot covered there.
Yeah.
So that was a good introductory to the 2021-22 season, and we'll have a lot more chats with Coach Dooley, the assistants, the players, as we get ready for some Pirate basketball. All right, we'll reset here. We got Igoe joining us coming up in about 10-15 minutes, so we'll talk to Igoe for an hour before he has to head off to ECU basketball practice, and then Bryce Williams coming up later in the show, Jeff Nadu as well. It is an awesome time to be a sports fan. Well, depending on who you root for. I don't watch the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, I do, because that game last night, I need some Mike Keith calls. Do we have any Mike Keith calls from last night, Chandler?
I know there's some, because I was grilling out last night, so I wasn't able to get in front of the TV. So what I did was put my earbuds on, and I went to the TuneIn app and listened to Mike Keith.
Hold on. I got something here.
And there were some sacks.
I'll just play it. Oh, I know. Every time there was, I thought about it. Shout out to Titans fan Chad, P1 listener. His Titans won last night. Let's see if I can play this off my computer here and get the Derrick Henry run.
Gives Henry on the right side. There he goes. 35, 30, 35, 40. That's it. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 76 yards. Derrick Henry. Yards. Titans. That's getting something going.
I love it.
I love that line. Yards!
Ladies and gentlemen, 76 yards.
He really likes to ramp it up too, right?
Oh, yeah, he's very
he'll start
calm.
at a pretty low. I think I might have another one. The last play here. Let me see if I can.
Allen, under center. Sneaking. I don't know. Did not make that. I do not know. Let's see where they spot it. He did not make that. The Titans think they have stopped it. Let's wait. Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appears. They got it. They got it. They did it. They did it.
Did the Titans win the Super Bowl last night?
Yes.
That was a awesome football game, especially if you had Titans over, team total over. I was Chandler. You were doubting me yesterday. You were doubting Mike Keith.
I was like,
yesterday.
you're really liking the Titans.
Yeah, it didn't look good for a while. A couple of key moments though. That first of all, the Bills settling for 2 field goals early, and the interception that was near their in their own territory.
Kevin Byard, it was tipped at the goal line, or he was hit as he threw.
Yeah.
It kind of just floated in the air, and Kevin Byard, the former All-Pro defensive back for the Titans, picks it off and sets them up pretty.
But the second half, the Bills came out like we thought they would, and had a great third quarter. But the Titans went toe to toe. They pick up a win and start to put themselves back in the conversation. Okay, we can be a playoff team that hosts the game and potentially make a run. Having said all that, I still think the Bills are the best team in the AFC and the team to beat in the American Football Conference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Tennessee is definitely a team that can kind of, and this is a game last night that really can spark them going forward, because they were off to a slow start with a brutal loss to the Jets earlier this season.
Yeah.
But they needed a spark, and I think last night against a very good Bills team, probably the best team in the NFL, at home on Monday night, prime time, and that is a huge win, and I think that could spark the Tennessee Titans going forward and pushing them into the playoffs.
All right, you got that going on. You got the Boston Red Sox scoring runs at an historic rate right now as they put it on the Astros last night. Another grand slam, 12-3 the score. Kyle Schwarber, the latest to hit a granny, and they were all over the Astros. They'll play again coming up tonight. 8-0-8, Red Sox leading the series 2-1. I'm focused on this program for the first 2 hours. Then hour 3, when Bryce gets here, I'm done, because the Braves and Dodgers play at 5:08 on the Superstation, TBS. Charlie Morton versus Walker Buehler. I mean, Charlie Morton's been the Braves' best pitcher, and he's going game 3 when they're up 2-0 in the series. There's a legit chance that they take a 3-0 series lead today.
I just want to know if Mama's Family's coming on beforehand.
Well, coming up at 4:35, you've got Sanford and Son, followed by Braves baseball, and then later tonight, a double shot of the Andy Griffith Show, followed by Mama's Family. Touchdown Titans.
Yards.
I have retweeted some clips of Skip Carey calling NFL games. So he did it all, but he is the forever voice of Braves baseball.
So you guys have kind of given up on your NFL teams, rightfully so, with the Washington football team and the Miami Dolphins.
Correct.
But you guys have a backup plan. You guys have the Braves, you have the Red Sox. I have nobody.
Diversify your bonds. You got to have multiple things going. You do have somebody.
I have the Hornets.
You got a game tomorrow night, Chandler.
Yeah, but like you guys, we're talking about playoff baseball here.
You just want to.
I experienced that a couple years ago.
You want a World Series. And the Red Sox have won. You know what? Screw both of y'all. The Braves haven't won in forever.
I know, and I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Especially you. I mean, I'm just happy that you get to fall back on something nice, like Atlanta Braves baseball.
A nice fallback plan, certainly. And then, coming up Wednesday night, you've got the Hornets beginning action against the Pacers. And Thursday night, the Canes are back in action. So, really something for everyone.
Canes looking good?
2-0 to start the season.
Nice.
Brennan on Facebook Live And Brennan has sprinkled in questions about conference realignment for the last month or so, and I acknowledge the question and then move on because I don't like the topic. And this is why, Brennan. This is why I didn't really talk about it much. This is why I didn't care about it much, because this is how it was always going to be. And Brennan's comment today is the new AAC is going to suck. Well, all right. That explains why it was not a topic of conversation or something that interested me on this program. Yeah?
Do we not agree?
Do we not agree?
Very Texas.
Do we not agree?
Everything's, I mean, God bless Texas, I've been told.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
I've heard that. She's my Texas tornado, all that stuff. Yeah, look, you play who's on the schedule. I look at it from I like games. I like the small picture. I like sporting events. When it comes to the money and the TV, is it going to take a hit? I mean, I would assume so when you lose properties like Cincinnati and UCF and Houston and you replace them with, UTSA and
FAU.
North Texas, are they in there?
Did I see FAU?
Yeah, the Owls. I saw somebody tweeted that the master plan was just to compile as many teams you can with the Owl mascot. Temple, Rice, FAU. We got them all, baby.
Man, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
We racked them up.
Welcome back, Willie Taggart. Willie Taggart at
Oh,
FAU.
see, now I'm excited. Our old nemesis. Now we can run the score up on Willie Taggart. Good call, Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't for sure if he was still at FAU, but he is.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Igoe will be here in a little while. We'll break that down coming up. But looking at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, we've got Braves Dodgers 5:08, Astros Red Sox at 8:08. The NBA season begins tonight with the defending champion Bucks taking on the Nets at 7:30 on TNT. After that, it's the Warriors and the Lakers. So 2 good games coming up tonight in the association. We'll get you ready for Hornets Pacers tomorrow with Spencer Percy from the Buzzbeat podcast, and Chandler will have his assessment of these Hornets coming in to the new season. So we got all that going on and a football game to get ready for. East Carolina and Houston. Dana Holgerson's Houston Cougars looking good, but have not been tested since week 1 against Texas Tech. East Carolina's schedule has been way tougher than Houston's to this point, and they're road tested. They've won on the road. They've played a good Appalachian State team in a neutral site, but on the road, and also, frustrating one against UCF on the road. So Pirates will be ready. They are 2 touchdown underdogs to the Cougars. Cougars are a 13-point favorite in that game.
Went down 1, so money's coming in on the Pirates a little bit.
Went from 14 to 13. So you got something there. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. Igoe will join us. We will talk Pirate football, Pirate hoops, conference realignment, and make some college football picks as well. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Back with you after this.
In a world of fake profiles, fake tans, and fake flavors, naturally flavored Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer strives for realness. It's USDA certified organic, with no sugar or carbs, and only 80 calories. So the only thing touching your taste buds is organic, refreshing, and delicious. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri, 63118.
Hey, this is John Grillo, the Bagel Man. You know I love bagels. I don't settle for frozen bagels. That's why we make our bagels right here in Greenville from scratch every day. If you're coming into Bagel Man, you'll notice that there's some renovation going on. Our menu is bigger and better than ever. Our sandwiches, heroes, subs, salads, wraps, bagel dogs, fresh baked pastries, and our new coffee bar. Soon we're going to be opening for dinner. Don't forget Bagel Man for all your catering needs on Fire Tower Road in Greenville.
Do
Do you have any real estate questions about buying or selling residential or commercial properties? Are you curious about this current real estate market? Do you need a property manager for all your rental houses? This is proud ECU alum Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty and SD Harris Properties, and I would love to help answer every question you have and show you a real estate experience that will be memorable and enjoyable. Every step of the way, I'm here to make your dreams a stress-free reality. Call me today at 347-1857. That's 347-1857. Go Pirates.
Do you suffer from pain, anxiety, or sleeping issues? Eastern Healthcare has a solution for you. Eastern Healthcare is the premier CBD store with retailer quality products to help with any ailment you might have. They carry nationally recognized brands such as Curative's Delta 8, CBD Distillery, and Charlotte's Web with a wide variety of delivery systems.
This is Adam from Eastern Healthcare. Come visit our store at 2245 Stantonburg Road across from Vidant Hospital or call 227-4199. Eastern Healthcare. Wellness starts here.
Public notice, Discount Master Furniture, Greenville, 1501 Evans Street. Everything must go up to 75% off. Living rooms, bedrooms, dinettes, purple swivel chairs, ECU, $99. Desk chairs, $10. Queen mattresses, $199. Sofas, much more. Discount Master Furniture up to 75% off. 1501 Evans Street in Greenville, and I'll see you there!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at FreePR927FM. Join the over 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Great to have Joe Dooley in studio and planning to hook up with Coach Dooley, the assistants, the players, quite a bit as we get you set for the upcoming basketball season. Stephen Igoe is here a little bit early on a Tuesday because Igoe has to go to basketball practice, not to participate, but to ask questions, get some audio after today's festivities. Hello, Stephen. All right. Go ahead and clear your throat.
It's Houston week, so in honor of Dana Holgerson, if you listen to his press conference, you get one of these every 2 sentences.
We'll have that for you coming up Wednesday on the show. It is Houston week. It is Holgerson week. Igoe reminded everybody of the Holgerson tweet. He did not tweet it. He said
I don't know if he has Twitter.
the quote from when he was at West Virginia.
Quite possibly the dumbest quote of all time.
Let's read it. So this was what, like 2012, 11, 10, something around there.
He has Ruff as the coach. I want to say 2013 maybe.
He said, quote, the major conference is breaking away from schools like East Carolina and Marshall. I think that's got some legs to it, but whether it happens or if I'll still be coaching when it does happen, I don't know. I hope it happens because they're the ones holding us back from being able to feed our players 3 times a day or from being able to pay them just a small stipend to make their lives a little bit easier so they're not starving to death at specific times of the year, end quote. Marshall, East Carolina, they're the reason that West Virginia players at the time could not eat.
Yeah, hashtag feed the Nears. And I still don't really understand that quote, but whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the NCAA is supplying money to feed the school. It's the individual schools that are paying for the scholarships and the money. So
he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And I tell you what he's got, Igoe. He finally realized he's not the offensive genius he thought he was. He's got a good defense.
Yeah, they are pretty good.
Now.
They haven't played anybody.
That's where I was going next.
You know, Grambling State, offensive juggernaut, they were able to shut them out.
Shout out Doug Williams.
You know, the one game that surprised me in terms of the final score and watching it live was Tulsa. And we talked about it after that game. Tulsa looked like the worst football team in America that night, but Houston did look really good. The one thing that concerns me about this matchup is Houston's front four is legit, and they're too deep pretty much at every spot. If you go to Pro Football Focus and you subscribe, like we do, to the player grades, like their entire front four grades out as well above average to really great / elite. And so they don't really blitz. They rush forward. They play coverage. They've got 2 good corners. They got 1 really good corner. And if ECU cannot block them, similar to how they could not block UCF's 4-man rush, it's just going to be a long day offensively. So I worry about the offense having to string together plays to score drives because that's been an issue, and that's kind of what you're going to get if you face a team that plays a lot of base defense.
Well, you said on something, the VIP chat, whatever. I read a lot of your content, Igoe. You put a lot of it out. That ECU fans probably don't want to hear this, but ECU's going to have to run the ball to win this game.
Yeah,
why? I mean you say that every week, but
it's
why?
An obvious statement to
why
make.
This week in particular?
Well, if you play a team that plays base defense and they don't like the blitz, if they can just rush forward and sit in their base and read and react off that and stop the run with no problem, then they're going to sit, 6 guys in the box instead of 7 or 8 and bring that extra defender down, and then it's that much harder to throw the football against them. So you really want to be able to at least run the football. You don't have to run it for massive amounts of yardage, but effectively enough to where they have to respect it, bring a safety down, bring their nickel back down. And if you cannot do that, then you're just trying to pass against 7 guys in coverage most of the day, and that's a problem unless you can protect really well and unless you can hit a lot of the underneath stuff, which, if ECU can find a way to match up Tyler Snead with some of their slot backs and safeties, this could be a good game for Tyler Snead. They do like to play a lot of man coverage and coverage on the back end, but their outside corners are their strength, and so hopefully ECU can attack the middle of the field.
Seems like there's been some tight end games, so it's been here and there, but the catch and run, which we saw quite a bit the previous years, has not been there for East Carolina. It's been kind of boom or bust in the passing game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we really have not seen, outside of C.J. Johnson had one against Charleston Southern where he broke a tackle and made a big play. But, I mean, outside of that, I guess not Hail Mary, but the 4th down play to Snead was kind of a catch-and-run play, but he was still behind the defense. You just haven't seen a lot of guys catch like a 5-yard pass and make a bunch of guys miss. And really,
like crossing over the middle. And
the problem is I just don't think ECU is that dynamic at receiver right now. So, like, who's going to make that play to where you throw a 5-yard pass, the guy breaks 2 tackles? Keaton Mitchell, Rajay can do that, but I don't really see that type of player at receiver right now for ECU.
Nah, maybe. All right, how about Houston's offense, Igoe? I mean, when you think Holgorsen, you think spread it out, fast moving. Is it up-tempo and all that?
It is up-tempo at times. It's not like I don't think as dynamic as his West Virginia days or even earlier at Houston when he had Case Keenum as the OC. But I think they play more complementary football. It's a lot more running game. You know, he really wanted to establish the run. I remember reading when they went back to when he got the Houston job, and he just felt like he did not have the offensive line. By the way, old friend Brandon Jones, the offensive line coach at Houston, and watching their game against Tulane, I thought the offensive front and pass protection was pretty average. I did think in terms of running the ball, they looked pretty big and athletic and good. Listen, they got talent. I mean, you're in Houston, Texas. You can go every which way, east, west, north, south, drive 20, 30 minutes and just be loaded with talent in terms of recruiting. So they have talent. They've got experience now. Dana's kind of built his system. He's weeded a lot of the guys out from the Applewhite era. A major Applewhite. Man, that seems like forever ago. And so you can see them taking off. But I do think they have not really been tested lately. Tulane did a little bit. Texas Tech put together a good second half. And Texas Tech's not even that good. So I don't think this is an unwinnable game. The problem is ECU just... We've said it all year. Can they be consistent enough from quarter 1 to quarter 4 in every phase to go beat a good team on the road?
So did they go from Sumlin to they go Herman after that?
No, they had a guy in between them.
That was bad, right?
He wasn't good. No.
That's the guy I'm trying to remember.
And they had Sumlin. They went in 2011. They went undefeated. And then lost the Conference USA Championship to Southern Miss. In Case Keenum's 14th year.
He was still there?
Yeah.
I was going to say, joke.
He was still there because he got hurt in 2010, came back in 2011.
I'd love to remember that guy's name without looking it up.
They beat ECU that year, 56-3.
What year?
2011.
Jeez.
And then 2012, I forget who their coach was, but they weren't good. Then they came here and ECU beat the brakes off of them. Deshaun Amos had a pick 6. And I think that was the last matchup before they went to the American.
Shirley, see if you have that clip that probably just says average.
Average.
Brandon Jones, the former O-line coach, when I asked how the line looked one day, and his Texas cowboy accent said average. Houston football coaches, what was that, dude?
Average.
There it is.
Was it Tony Levine?
I think that was him.
Yeah, and I don't even think that's the guy I was thinking. Maybe I was thinking
Tony Levine was 2011 to 2014.
I think I was thinking of a bad basketball coach then. Who was before?
I know who you're talking about.
It was Kevin Sutherland before him, and then David Gibbs was after Tony Levine.
David Gibbs?
I think he was probably an interim or something.
Yeah, because it says he coached one game.
Okay. I was like, who is David Gibbs? I know exactly who you're talking about basketball because it was before they hired the guy they have now.
Kelvin Sampson.
Kelvin Sampson.
James Dickey.
James Dickey.
I think is who I was thinking of a bad coach because he went 64-62, 26-40 in league play.
You know, and he wasn't good, but that's still better than any ECU coach has done.
That is
kind of crazy.
Not true. Is it true?
Yeah, I think so. I think Joe Dooley was at the top of the chart, but now in his second tenure, it's gone back under 500 overall.
So now who's the...
I think Dave Odom is number one.
Dave Odom. What did Lebo finish?
Under 500. Like 5 or 6 games.
But we had that one year. And now that we are back in this new conference... I gotta put.
Gosh,
he was excited to see Rice back on the basketball
Who was that
schedule.
dude?
Morris Almond.
Well, they had him.
That's the only guy I can think of.
They had another guy who was really good though, transfer, and I just remember. Cy Seymour made him sound like the greatest man in college basketball.
Well, I mean that happens quite a bit.
He was like a double machine though.
I just remember Morris Almond.
I do remember a good ECU Rice Conference USA opening tournament game that the Pirates were victorious in.
Al's in the NBA.
I don't think he was in.
So your guy didn't make the NBA. Man, that guy stinks. He's no Morris Almond. Anyway, we'll talk. Well, we got a few minutes now. I haven't really got into the the conference realignment stuff because I don't like it, and I knew it would be bad, and it's going to turn out being bad. Like, what does the big picture for this mean, though, for ESPN, for money, all that? What is the impact on East Carolina University?
So I've heard that basically
Do you want to look up your guy before we get into this? You're really all over it right now. Go ahead and find your guy.
I can't even find him, though. Maybe he wasn't that good.
Maybe you mean Cy said a guy was really good that wasn't that good?
Rice has had a lot of players score 40 points in a game.
I mean, they got a long look, Steven, the tradition of Rice basketball. You think about Morris Allman, you think about that other guy that you can't think about right now. They've got a lot of 40-point scorers. They got a great facility.
Arsalan
Kazemi is one of my favorite players.
He played college basketball for the Oregon Ducks and the Rice Owl basketball teams. He was the 54th overall pick, so he was drafted.
How about that?
Arsalan Kazemi. I remember him versus ECU.
All right. There you go.
Anyways.
Great recall.
What were we talking about now?
What this means, big picture was.
So here we go. Here's the thing. Pretty underwhelmed by what the American has done or is doing. It just seems like they are going for the market grab, and I'm sure ESPN is behind this in a way. I just don't really understand why you can't go like a couple of these teams and then a couple of Sunbelt teams and kind of get that blend of market and good football. Like, to me, none of these teams move the needle. Like, at least when the American rated Conference USA the first time, they added ECU, Memphis, Houston, all these teams. Like, these teams had some football tradition. Like, what has FAU done? What has UTSA done?
They're top 25
right now. Next year they could be back to relevant. North Texas,
they are terrible.
I mean, Rice. They used to run the triple option. That's all I remember. Charlotte has no football tradition. Like, I don't know, man. Taking 6 of these teams seems a little much. Like, take 3 or 4 max. I don't really understand the play here. Like, why not take UTSA and FAU and then take like App and Coastal, or take App and Louisiana?
Not that it matters to us, but what happens to Conference USA?
I mean, I guess it's deemed irrelevant, and maybe that's part of the Americans' plan. But I mean, to me, I saw an article by Brett McMurphy that a Conference USA executive said this actually helps us more than hurts us, because it which I don't believe. But
I would hope they make a move to help them more than hurt them.
That's what Conference USA said about losing the teams. They were like, now
wow, that's a hell of a statement.
They said now we have less dead weight dragging us down. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he was saying. Now we can focus on our back.
All of this is just so.
The whole thing is stupid, man. Yeah. Like, and Mike
Oresco should come out and say that about and just point to like particular athletic programs, like
back when the ECU had Shane Carr and Justin
Herney. Like Cincinnati baseball has been holding us down for years, and you look at Memphis. What have they ever done in track and field?
Memphis baseball has been a really disappointment. Darren Schoenrock made that one tournament in 2009, and since then, just the inability to get back to the NCAA regional has just been extremely disappointing.
Houston swimming and diving is terrible. They had 3 players drown last year. They can't even swim.
You look at a team like East Carolina; they cut their women's swimming and diving program, and then they bring it back. I mean, that's the type of commitment we're looking for.
You're not. Oh man,
I don't know, man. I don't understand.
I don't even care.
Like 14 honestly, teams.
I don't care. I'm gonna preview the games. I'm gonna be here on the Bud Light pregame. I mean,
I remember when ECU
getting
played,
folks ready for ECU in North Texas.
I remember when ECU played ECU.
Wow,
I remember when ECU played FAU on a Thursday night game.
When there was lightning. Or is that a different
I think you're thinking UTEP.
Maybe so.
That was the Saturday night game that we all had to evacuate the stadium. Yeah, everyone had to evacuate the stadium except for the media that was in the erector set of a press box. But the FAU game, it was a blackout. And ECU won 31-13 or something like that. And it was that weird transition year where ECU was going to the American, but they were leaving Conference USA, but all the teams from the Conference USA had already gone to the American, so it was just like ECU, Tulsa, and Tulane. And now it's just going to be that again, except for we're not going to the American.
Johnny says we're by this now, but Johnny is our basketball guy. Rice had that Egyptian player who used to light us up.
Arsalan Kazemi, yeah.
I have been notified of a tweet by one of your favorites and friend of the show, C. Austin Cox.
Oh, yeah. Love C.
What's up, C?
One of my good buddies, C.
C. He said, appears the AAC had no choice but to poach Conference USA. ESPN likes its discounted Sunbelt property that saw TV viewership up 135% last season and nixed Coastal Carolina to the AAC. Conference USA's TV rights are with Stadium, CBS Sports Network, ESPN Plus. So ESPN just took the Conference USA teams that wanted.
Which I've heard that as well. Like ESPN's pulling the strings here, and that's what I was going to earlier.
Awesome.
But like,
is that good?
That doesn't really help the Americans' long-term prognostication.
Yay!
It's more about the ESPN controlling as much of college football as they want to. But then why didn't ESPN help the American poach the Big 12, which just does not have an ESPN contract? So like, I don't get it now. See Austin Cox. Maybe he's got Mike Oresco on the
C is one of the
line because he was the only man in America to have the AAC Daily podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is running an American Athletic Conference podcast.
Captain American. Yeah, this whole thing's a joke, but whatever.
Just get back to winning games, man. Like, I don't care if we're playing freaking FAU, FIU, FDU, like whatever.
Fairleigh
Dickinson University, they got a great football tradition. Like, just get back to winning games, and it could be fun. Like, that 2013 season, ECU played these crappy teams, but they won 10 games. They went to a bowl game and won. And they beat UNC and State in the same year. So
I know basketball, baseball don't matter, but that year that they got a bye in the Conference USA tournament was awesome.
That's as close as ECU's been to the NCAA tournament in years.
Yeah.
All they had to do was beat Tulsa, and they were 2 wins away from making the NCAA tournament. So, you know, the good thing is during this transition, ECU will have like a little buffer period. I was talking about this with somebody earlier today, where they'll have better talent than all these whatever teams coming into the league. They should be able to take advantage of that. Like the first 3 to 4 years that this league is watered down, ECU should be able to separate itself and, I don't want to say dominate, but be in the upper half of the conference.
Yeah.
Like 2013, if the program is in a good spot, you should be one of the premier teams in the league. We just have to hope ECU does not screw up and blow this opportunity. I mean, you just got to get back to winning games. That's what it comes down to. I don't care what conference you're playing in. You can have 40,000 plus averaged, no matter who you're playing, if you just get back to winning football games, being more consistent in basketball. We know baseball is going to be a proud product of the Pirate Nation, so just get back to winning games. The non-conference schedules are pretty stacked.
Yeah, that's what I was about to talk about right now.
You can really get up for those games. You know, ECU used to have success in Conference USA under Skip Boltz. There's no reason the program can't continue to be exciting and have success, even if you're in a crappy league.
I agree. NC State at BYU in 22. Michigan, App State, Marshall 23. Now we're talking about conference games at Charlotte. So what are we going to do about that?
But the thing is, like, that's a great point. I guess that Charlotte game is going to have to be replaced.
Are we playing them twice? Maybe back-to-back weeks?
Maybe more ODU. Just get ODU on the schedule every year.
Oh, good.
Maybe Liberty.
But no, outside of that, NC State again, Marshall, App State, Boise, West Virginia, South Carolina, Wake Forest, the revenge game against Georgia State, Boise State. So, you're going to have good marquee football games on your schedule. And if you're good, 6-1 East Carolina versus 6-1 Memphis is a big game in the season.
There's no reason. App State's in a crappy league right now. The Sun Belt has improved, but it's very top heavy. They run, Coastal Carolina. If ECU had Coastal Carolina scheduled this year, they would be at minimum 10-2. And so, you can win football games in a crappy league and still have a lot of fun doing it. Like, who would not kill to be in Coastal or App State's situation?
I mean, it's not like we're losing Alabama and Penn State from this league
I just think people that are saying, like, this is super depressing, like, yeah, it sucks. it's not great, but it's also, at the end of the day, it's more about ECU being a better football program, a better athletic department than what conference they're in. They just have to get back to doing that. And then maybe if they start having success in 5 years when the Big 12 is looking to expand again, we can all hope and then get our hopes dashed when they take another team.
When they take FAU.
Yeah. Or Charlotte.
By the way, Chandler brought up a good point. Willie Taggart revenge game.
Oh, man. Screw Willie Taggart, man. That dude sucks.
Whoa.
I about cussed on the air.
You did.
Dude. That was one of the most egregious things I've ever seen.
They are throwing Hail Marys up by whatever they were up
It
by.
was legit like 38-20 with like 18 seconds left, and they just drop back. Not even play action, just a straight drop back like you'd see on NCAA 12 when you're playing some nugget online. And
I don't remember. I don't think the backup quarterback was in either.
No, it was Flowers. It's Quentin Flowers.
Yeah.
They were intentionally trying to run up the score.
Yeah.
There's local politics, bud.
And I asked Scotty Montgomery after the game, and I remember he was like legitimately pissed about it. And he
said, "I guarantee."
It was refreshing to see. I remember the what was the real quick handshake after that game. You remember that?
I don't remember.
He didn't even look him in the eye. He just.
Is that the game too? They all run together. But I remember one game we stopped the post game early because there was like a hurricane coming.
That was
me and Troy and Shirley were here.
Should have stayed in Tampa.
So that was that game.
And they flew instead to Virginia and tried to drive down,
yeah.
and the bus got stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Because the roads were flooded. That was the Scotty Montgomery call as well. He was so eager to get back and begin preparing for the next rematch against South Florida that he wanted to fly through a hurricane.
And the bus didn't have enough city speed to get home in time. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More with Igoe. Talk, I don't know. We got to make some college football picks. Maybe more football talk, hoops. Where would you like the conversation to go? You can leave a comment on Facebook Live or Twitter, or give us a call, 317-1250. Back with more after this.
Well, the secret is out. CD's Grill has the best breakfast in Greenville. Start your day with a made-to-order breakfast Monday through Saturday at CD's Grill. Plus, you can enjoy lunch Monday through Friday. And their lunch specials are always a huge hit. Monday, it's barbecue chicken. Tuesday, pork tenderloin and gravy. Wednesday, chicken and pastry. Thursday, barbecue pork chops. And Friday, it's spaghetti. CD's Grill on Fire Tower Road in Winterville, near Evans Street. Stop by CD's Grill for the best country cooking around.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza. Homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, are you ready for some Warren's hot dogs? Warren's Original Hot and Judy's Mild Sweet Chili Hot Dogs have been the official hot dog of sports fans for over 30 years. Pick up a tailgate special this football season of 10 or more hot dogs for only $1.50 each. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and the new Chocowinity location next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some. Go Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
At US Cellular, we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. Right now, you choose any phone and we make it free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month with 4 lines. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Ahoy there, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express, your local tire and wheel shop in Greenville, offering affordable, easy payment options for easy ownership. Savvy? Our customers love our treasure of tires and wheels, easy payment options, and customer care package too. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Hi. Welcome back into the program. Clip Rock, Stephen Igoe, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt here on a Tuesday. Coming up later on in the show, the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. It will be Bryce Williams Tuesday, as Bryce has a conflict on Wednesday, so he'll be here in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll hear some Mike Houston comments. We'll hear it later, but you asked Coach Houston about the self-eval that went on, self-evaluation from the team over the week. What are you laughing at?
I want to talk about our self-evaluation. Did you do any during the bye week? Did you do any self-scout?
Not enough. What
about you, Chandler? Did you do any self-scouting? No.
He barely showed up.
That's right. He's on this wedding bachelor trip.
Bachelor?
Bachelor.
What's wrong?
I don't know, man. I'm delirious. I'm not used to being here at this time.
What?
I'm a dork. Usually I'm here from 5 to 6.
Oh, so the time deal.
This is my worst time of the day. Is like 3 to 4:30.
You had a little
just a lull.
Yeah, a fog.
And when I was self-scouting myself, I told myself I need to be better in this time of the day. Like ECU struggles in the third quarter this year.
Yeah.
I struggle in the third quarter of the day as well.
So is lunch kind of halftime?
Yeah, for sure. Lunch, I mean,
and you want to win the middle 8?
And the second half of the middle 8's not going well for me at all. And it's still, I mean, I told myself all weekend I would pick it up this week. And here we are on Tuesday, and I still suck.
Could be a bad sign for Pirate football.
Yeah, that is true.
Did Mike Houston say anything that they do need to improve on when you asked him that question?
Some generality stuff, nothing crazy. I mean, he said they've got to be better in terms of basically being more consistent and finishing on defense and being more consistent offensively in execution. I mean,
so all the general phrases.
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy. In the return game, special teams wise, I mean, because they really haven't done anything in the return game.
Now's a nice weekend to start that against a team you're 2 touchdown underdogs against on the road. And get a big teams play.
Team that has really good return man themselves. He's already returned, I think, 2 punts for touchdowns this year. So it's going to be a challenge. But I think that, I wrote an article, 5 things ECU needs to improve upon, and I think number one's got to be third down conversions offensively. It's just been a problem now for a year and a half.
Stephen Igoe hoist the colors.
I already know. I mean, I talked to Zach Maskowitz, got the scoop.
Oh, man. Congratulations to our friend of the show, Ariel Epstein, on her new gig with Yahoo Sportsbook. Ariel would not tell me exactly what her next move was. She said it was a national brand that did gambling. So my first guess was Barstool, because she's got a good friend there, Kelly in Vegas, who's an employee there. She said it was not that. And I said, all right, well, I don't want to just throw out guesses, but I do have one more. CBS Sports HQ, because she said they were based in New York.
Right.
We have that on every day in the studio here. They talk sports, but they talk a ton of gambling. So I was like, oh, this is it. I got it. She said, nope, that's not it either. And then I said, all right, I'm not going to guess anymore. So Yahoo Sportsbook, Ariel Epstein, joins the squad. So that is awesome. She's really good. She gave everybody, but I told her last week a couple of plays on Thursday Night Football. But she's awesome at what she does. Kind of out of the blue. I don't know. Maybe she always had this. She didn't really get to talk gambling on her WCTI 12 job in Eastern North Carolina, but carved out her own path and is doing awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great to see because she kind of took a gamble on herself, and it's paid off.
And Zach.
So yeah, both of them have really kind of hit their own pathway, and it's been cool to see, getting to know them here and them finding success elsewhere that plays to their strengths. And I know that I think when she first got started in it, she obviously knew gambling, but I don't think she was as an expert then as she is now. But she's dove into it, and that's what you have to do. You've got to really dive into something with all of your heart, and just pay it off.
She did a self-evaluation.
She did,
and got herself and prospered from it.
She nailed 2 props last Thursday for the Eagles-Bucks game. Quez Watkins, longest receiving yard.
Like, who does that? Ariel.
Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones.
Yep. I had them both.
So I was like,
I don't even know
thank
who
you,
Quez
Ariel.
I didn't either. He's their best receiver.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
It was like longest reception for 21.5 yards. He had like a 23
hit in the first quarter, like on the first drive.
Yeah.
She's good at finding those little.
And a lot of it is it's not knowing him necessarily. It's knowing what the opponent has allowed too. So there's a lot of stats involved, a lot of nerd stuff, but it's awesome. John says if Cincinnati hangs in the AP top 4, could they be the highest ranked team to ever visit Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium?
I would think so. What was West Virginia ranked that? Not the year that ECU beat them, but Skip Holtz's
2006.
Yeah,
James
I feel like they were extremely high that year.
That was a good game for a while.
What was Virginia Tech?
That was the one where Allison got the terrible taunting penalty for just jumping into the end zone.
By the way, I've got a theory
to think about.
I think Cincinnati is going to pull, speaking of West Virginia, I think they're going to pull a West Virginia. Remember that year West Virginia
lost to Pitt?
Lost to an awful Pittsburgh team.
Yeah.
In the final game, all they had to do was win, and they were going.
They were like 20-some point favorites.
BCS National Championship. I am feeling that. I'm feeling that for ECU in the final game of the year.
All right, cool. Neat projection. That would be awesome. But I do remember that, Steve. That was a home game.
Yeah, a home game. They wore the highlighters. Maybe ECU will come out in the highlighters, but not.
Highlighter yellows?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But I just feel like it's going to be the Mike Houston revenge game after the fake punt last year.
Nobody loves a revenge game more than Stephen.
He's going to have the boys fired up. I don't know if it's going to matter because Cincinnati's really freaking good.
It's going to be a big opportunity.
Big opportunity. And I like ECU's chances.
Opportunity.
You like ECU's chances to beat Cincinnati? I just want to make sure I'm
like ECU's
understanding
chances
you
on that day. I like ECU's chances.
And if you don't, you can go fly a kite.
I guess.
I don't know if I'm saying I like their chances to win the game. By the way,
what are you saying?
What are you saying?
You just said you like their chances
to compete. To compete.
To cover?
When did Cincinnati play a tough game all year? At Indiana? They're going to be in a dogfight.
They went to South Bend.
You like ECU's chances of having
rolled.
a chance.
Yeah, I like ECU's chances of having a chance. If you check ESPN's Football Power Index, the Pirates have an 8.3% chance of winning that game. That's pretty high in my estimation.
What is wrong with you?
I'm in a lull and I'm trying to get out of it. You guys are just trying to keep me in my lull.
Can we beat Houston first or compete?
The Pirates
with them?
will beat Houston. They're going to be 8-3 going into the Cincinnati game. The Pirates will be receiving votes. They'll beat Cincinnati and then they'll be ranked number 17 in America. Cincinnati will drop from number 1 all the way to number 9.
Number 1?
Yeah, they'll be number 1.
What, a bunch of teams going to lose?
Georgia's going to
lose. I got to see your rest of football, like your whole college football rest of the season.
It's crazy.
It sounds like a lot to go
Georgia will lose to somebody.
Did Vandy beat Alabama in this, or?
I've got Georgia beating, I've got Florida beating Georgia. I've got Alabama beating Georgia in the championship.
Is that Florida Georgia game? Where's that at this year?
I think it's usually in Jacksonville.
Damn, yeah. I tried to get you. That was a trick question, and guess what?
I've already mapped out the whole schedule. You can't trick me.
All right.
Cincinnati versus Ohio State, first game of the college football playoff, or 1 versus 4, I should say.
Cincinnati's not in. They lost to East Carolina.
This is my alternate scenario.
This guy. Get a load of this guy.
He doesn't know quarterbacks. He doesn't
know anything.
Davis Sills is a great quarterback, man.
By the way, Davis Sills, a.k.a. David Mills. David Sills, a.k.a. Davis Mills, had over 300 yards passing against Bill Belichick.
He still didn't win.
Then the following week, Dak Prescott had like 500 yards passing. John Thomas says, concerning the projected 6 additions to the American, the Temple fans aren't happy either. Who knew they had fans?
Temple does not have fans. They have like 3 posters and they all post on hoist the colors.
And he said, I don't think Rice has ever had more than 3,500 people at any home game.
Neither has Temple.
I don't say, well, who is happy? Are the teams joining the American even happy about this? What if North Texas is like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I appreciate you, but nah.
How many Texas teams are there now in the league? I mean, basically Texas has its own division.
North Texas, UTSA, Rice,
SMU.
There's
got to be more. Maybe
well,
not.
Houston's gone.
Okay, that's right. Houston's league. But then you also have Tulsa, which is in Oklahoma.
Let me go see what C put up.
UTSA is my favorite one. They have the coolest logo. I think they're fun. They have a cool mascot, Roadrunners.
North Texas, SMU, Rice, UTSA. Right there in the middle of the country, you have Tulsa and Wichita State.
Okay.
So
not as many as I thought. I guess Houston leaving makes it less dramatic. But anyways, as I was saying, now I don't even remember what I was saying.
You weren't saying anything.
I was saying something in my mind, and you guys
really are
rudely interrupted me.
You are off.
But I think, the problem is, if you're Charlotte,
yeah,
I guess you play ECU. Is that an attraction for them joining the league? ECU, I don't think this benefits ECU at all. I don't think.
Well, here's one thing ECU. Though. You want to. We always say you don't want to go back to Conference USA, so you're playing on Facebook and all that crap. So is this better?
Well, the only thing that's better is the TV money, which is supposedly staying the same. That's what it's all about. That's what we have to remember. Yeah. Apparently, with all these TV markets being added, the TV money contract will stay the same. But I don't know.
How long's our deal through with that, Igoe? Do you remember?
2030, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know the exact date, but it's a while. I mean,
Well, if that's the case, then big picture wise, for the next 8 years, although the landscape could change 7 times till then, but if that's the case, that's not terrible news.
yeah, I mean, if you still have the revenue, it's worth it. I mean, we can all talk about how much it sucks and how much we don't want to see ECU playing Rice in every sport, but if you're making $7 million a year,
Yeah,
off
you're getting
TV
that. You're
compared
still widely available because everything's going to be on ESPN Plus at worst.
Yep.
Then it's not the end of the world. It's
not the end of the world. It doesn't feel great, but again, it's more about getting back to winning games.
Let's win games.
Agreed.
Win games. You need to leave. What time do you need to leave?
4:20.
Really?
Actually, 4:20.
Well, let's make picks.
2.
Okay, so we got time to make picks.
I got to get over there to talk to Joe Dooley.
Okay.
About what you're talking about.
Houston -13, East Carolina. I'm taking the Pirates plus the points here.
I'm going to go ECU, and I feel good about it. I think this is a touchdown game either way.
I got all American games up here other than the Fun Belt.
All American games. I love all American games.
Other than the Fun Belt on Wednesday night, because this is not a good slate of college football this weekend. Coastal Carolina.
App State.
I'm taking App State.
I'm taking App by 2 touchdowns.
That's a little aggressive, but I will take Appalachian State.
The App State revenge game.
UCF -1 against Memphis. Now, if you gave me this game the last 7 years,
I don't like
I'd be
this
like, man,
game.
this is a
We just
huge
not
game.
pick this game.
No, we're doing crappy games.
I don't
Wait
like
till you
this
see the
game.
last one. You might already have.
Southern Miss, UTEP.
Close. UCF -1, Memphis. I'll take Memphis. I think UCF absolutely stinks.
At UCF?
Yeah.
Knights.
Cincinnati -27.5 on the road at Navy.
Cincinnati, they always destroy the option under Fickle.
I will take Cincinnati. South Florida at home -2.5 against Temple.
South Florida, which has not won an FBS game in over 700 days, is favored against Temple. South Florida.
I'm taking Temple.
Wow.
What do you mean, wow? You're taking South Florida. Wow.
I can't believe you're taking the Owls on the road, though.
Oh, by the way, I go 3 Owls in the New American. That's exciting.
That's super fascinating.
A lot of Owls. So, all right, Steven.
A lot of road runners, too.
Thank you for joining us today. HTC.
Where does UTSA play their football games? In the Alamo Dome?
Do they have a cool dome? Let's see. UTSA Football Stadium. I don't know if they have a... the Alamo Dome.
I am a Conference USA expert.
That is very, very cool. Did we...
We never played there.
So did we play them here? Tell me that's not a cool environment for a football game.
I would say it's a cool venue. I would not say cool environment.
That's going to remind me of us, like, playing in the Superdome.
Yeah, playing the Superdome, playing...
Well, the Alamo Dome's not as big as the Superdome, though. Like, they can, like, make it kind of loud.
Shrink it?
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember for basketball games, they used to put that big blue curtain up for Spurs games? Y'all are a little younger than me. I don't know how many. I'm chopping. Braves play coming up soon. See you, Steven.
See you, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, bro.
I'll take a time.
Can't wait for that game at UTSA in 2024, November the 13th.
Are you going to Houston?
Do you think I'm going to Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right. We'll call you on the phone, sir.
I'll see you.
Huh?
FaceTime.
FaceTime? All right. Let's FaceTime him.
FaceTime, I'm going to be doing this.
You really lost the plot today. Something's wrong with you. You really are off. You been getting sleep? How's Slater doing?
Slater's doing good. Sleep not going so well.
Yeah.
That's creating a lull. I got to get out of here.
All right. I've said goodbye to you 7 times.
Trying to keep the conversation going.
Jeff Nadu joins us next on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
Hey y'all, it's October. over, which means it's time to get ready for Halloween. This is Lisa with Halloween Express, Greenville's locally owned Halloween superstore for 23 years. The Halloween fun is back, and we have everything you need to make it one to remember. From kids to adults, we've got you covered. We have the largest selection of masks in Greenville, plus every other costume you can think of. Come visit our new location in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville on Greenville Boulevard, open 7 days a week. Halloween Express, what are you going to be?
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good.
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Holt Nailers, and I couldn't do my job without my offensive line keeping me safe. Make sure your employees are safe by using ArcPoint Labs for your medical testing needs. From pre-employment testing to COVID test, ArcPoint Labs is there to serve Eastern North Carolina with accurate, reliable, confidential testing. Schedule an appointment at any of their 6 Eastern North Carolina locations or visiting them online at arcpointlabs.com. Go Pirates!
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated chili lime glory, and you can get a pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get a legendary pork chop griller combo for just $4.59, only at Bojangles. And it's bow time.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Kyle Gaines from Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Not only will you feature a great selection of pre-owned inventory for sale, but we'll also buy your vehicle even if you don't buy one from us. Drive a little, save a lot. Give us a call and make a short trip to Washington and let us buy your vehicle today. It is totally worth it. We also service all makes and models at our state-of-the-art service department. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington, and WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com. Remember, drive a little, save a lot. Go Pirates.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holt Nailers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
This is Tim Doust, ECU Football Special Teams Coordinator, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back from Sales to Service. Greenville Auto World has
has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World, across from Speedway at Bells Fork, and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers for their participation of the program. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Alrighty, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, Clip Rock here on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up Wednesday, I'm already screwed up. Coming up at 5 o'clock, our normal Wednesday guest, Bryce Williams, will be here. Also, the Braves will be playing against the Dodgers in the 5 o'clock hour. A lot going on today. All right, a lot going on in the world of sports. Exciting time. Let's head out to the Fixed NC Live line and talk to the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, as we'll talk college football as we do on Tuesdays. We talk NFL with him on Thursdays, but maybe mix in some NBA. A lot going on. Big man, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Getting ready for a ECU football Saturday on the road at the Houston Cougars. And, Jeff, I've watched Houston play one time this season, and it was the opener against Texas Tech. And kind of said, okay, well, it's the same old Houston team. Maybe they'll be decent. Maybe they can get to a bowl game. Well, they have run off 5 straight wins since that opening season loss to the Red Raiders. Now, they haven't played the best competition, but their defensive numbers are stellar. Giving up, I think, 16 points a game, just over 100 yards rushing a game. The passing yards in the hundreds for opposing teams. Navy will skew those stats a little bit, of course. But Dana Holgerson's team looking good as they head into this one. They are a 13-point home favorite against the Pirates. Total sitting at 58. So despite those defensive numbers, I guess they're thinking ECU will put up at least a few points here on Saturday. Jeff, any thoughts on Houston and East Carolina here, both coming off a bye?
Yeah, this is exactly the time you probably don't want to play Houston. They've really, as you said, kind of got it going a little bit. Clayton Tune is finally back healthy. Amal Bakar's running the football well. Their skill guys are always good. Look, they're always a good offense, as we know, whether, it was, Tom Herman or Dana Holgerson, whoever's the coach there. This is always a very good offense. They've had no issue moving the ball. As you said, their defense has been better. I'm kind of looking at this game and saying, how many times does ECU need to kind of, let games fall behind the wayside before, we stop backing them? Now, again, to just win the game, I don't think that's something that will happen here, but there's a lot of points. Again, it is a good time to back Houston, and ECU is obviously coming off a bye. I feel like if it got to 14, I'd maybe look to come back on East Carolina a little bit, but I think the play here is probably for me on the over. Houston's obviously had no trouble putting points on the board, hitting 40 or more in all but 2 games this year. I think defensively they've improved, but I still think they give up 20, 24 here. ECU, as we know, can move the ball. There's probably a situation here where they're down, let's say, 2 or 3 touchdowns. They have to throw the football. I'm willing to believe, look, if I can get a number in the 50s here, I'd probably look at playing the over in this game. I've definitely played ECU overs over the years. And one thing we know about ECU, and you know pretty intimately, this team is a quick offense. They go quick. They're not going to be a team that bogs down. They're top 25 in plays per game. So I think we see some points in this game. I'm surprised we're seeing a total in the 50s.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Jeff, Wednesday night is going to be awesome. We'll be out at AJ's for sports trivia. We're going to have NLCS action with the ALCS wrapping up right as we begin trivia at 8 o'clock. We've got, the Hornets opener, a lot of teams opening up in the NBA Wednesday night, and a great college football game as well. App State was absolutely embarrassed last week, but they get Coastal at home on a Wednesday night. Great bounce back opportunity for the Mountaineers. The question is, Jeff, how good is Coastal? Are they good enough to clearly they're good enough, but can they go into Kid Brewer Stadium and pull out a win? They are favorites against App State on the road on Wednesday night.
I don't know. I don't know how good they are because, when you look at this schedule, okay, Citadel, Kansas, UMass, Buffalo, UL Monroe, and Ark State. Now, it's important to mention they have absolutely obliterated every team with the exception of Buffalo, by 30-plus points. And they're one of the highest-scoring teams in the country, if not the highest-scoring team in the country. But this is the first real test. And you mentioned it, on the road in Boone, a tough place to go play. This is a team off of a really embarrassing loss on national television. This is still a game for App State where you're looking at this and saying, the season's not over. We're 2 games back. We've got an opportunity against the best team in this conference to get the job done. I like Chase Bryce. Obviously, you've seen him play. He's a good quarterback. I trust kind of the blue-collar, keep the ball on the ground if you're App State. I'm looking at this number and feeling like I think it's a little low. I think it's almost enticing you to take Coastal if you're a public bettor and say, well, they'll just kind of roll over. This isn't a good App State team this year. I'm not so sure. If I'm looking here at this game, I'm leaning with Appalachian State. That's a tough place to go play, especially off of a loss for App State. I think they'll be highly motivated and ready to go in this game. I think it's a close one. We finally see Coastal get tested possibly. I think the under's interesting as well. You mean to tell me, Clip, that you're going to throw out a 59.5 on a team that scores 47 points a game? What that's telling you is this is expected to be major step up. It's going to be a game probably played high 20s for each team, mid 20s. I'm looking at an under as well.
Jeff Nadu joining us. I like it. That's coming up Wednesday night. That should be a good game. Jeff, let's go to Saturday. So Wake Forest, and credit to them, they beat everybody in front of them. That includes, Florida State at home, a trip to Virginia, which could have been tricky. They take care of business there. They beat Louisville. They win at Syracuse, which can be tough, but they pull out a 3-point win there. Now we get to the back half that includes a 4-game stretch of North Carolina, NC State, Clemson, BC. Before you get there, you got Duke, and then you got this week's opponent at Army. How tricky is this one for the undefeated Wake Forest Demon Deacons? Wake is a slight favorite on the road, but what do you think about that matchup, Wake Forest and Army?
Yeah, it just seems, Clip, like everything's coming up good for Wake.
Yeah.
You look at when you and one of the reasons I backed Army last week, Clip, against Wisconsin was the fact that I know they didn't have their quarterback, but it didn't matter to me because it was all about scheduling. Army is off a bye week. Wisconsin wasn't. It was a bad spot on the calendar. But you look at Wake and you say, well, this is a tough game, always against the military school. But they're off a bye, Wake. So this is the perfect situation you want. When you play a team like Army, you were able to prepare for a week. Now, I don't think it's going to be easy because Wake has really struggled against the run for the most part. I mean, they're giving up a lot of yards per game. You look at Wake, a 90th in the country, giving up over 180 yards a game. Gave up a lot of rush yards to Syracuse, over 220 the last time out. This is an Army team that will move the football. It's really going to be about, Clip, can Christian Anderson, is he back and is he healthy? He didn't play last week. He didn't play against Ball State. I've been kind of keeping up with Monken's press conferences to see what the story is. Here's what I'll say. If he plays, okay, and he's good to go, Army will move the ball because Wake can't stop the run, and Christian Anderson's really dynamic. Think of Malcolm Perry, Ahmad Bradshaw, some of those legends in the military academies. And I also will tell you this, Clip, this is a major difference from what you just saw. Wisconsin can't move the ball through the air. Wake surely can. If there's an issue for Army, it is in the secondary. They're not good one-on-one. They commit a lot of bad penalties. They get beat in coverage. I'm actually looking at an over in this game if we can get the right situation with Bradshaw. 52 is way too low.
Good stuff from Jeff Nadu. Jeff, I'm looking at 3 games here in the 3 o'clock, 3:30 window where the ranked team is underdogs this week. And by the way, I'm going to give you credit. I don't even know if we talked about Purdue and Iowa last week, but I heard you screaming in my head when I saw Purdue was an 11-point dog, that Iowa, can't score. They can score on defense. They can smother you defensively. But that was one of the easiest winners I've had all year, taking Purdue in that one. Now Purdue is at home, and they're an underdog to Wisconsin. You got that game, and I'll just throw these out too. Iowa State is a 7-point favorite at home against undefeated top 10 Oklahoma State, and UCLA is a home favorite, a slight home favorite against top 10 Oregon. That game in Los Angeles. So that's 3 games there, Jeff, where the ranked team is a dog. I don't know. You can take any of those or none of those if you want. Any of those you like for Saturday.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've been pretty proud of this Purdue team. I mentioned to some of my Patreon people, and I'll tell you and your audience this. Purdue is really a good football team. This is a good offense. They have a couple different quarterbacks that can sling it around. David Bell is a terrific receiver. I'll tell you what they've really excelled at this year, Clip? Defensive side of the football. This is not something over the years that they've been good at, but they brought in Brad Lambert, used to be at Charlotte, I believe. He had some head coaching jobs. He's more of a coordinator, though. This group is 11th in the country, Clip, in total defense. Just an incredible season for Purdue so far, coming off a huge win. If you're going to give me them as a dog, I think this is another low-scoring game. The problem that Wisconsin has is they cannot hurt you down the field. If you can stop the run, if you can kind of bottle them up and make Graham Mertz beat you, you're going to lose. They're going to lose. And if you're going to give me a dog price on Purdue, I'll bite in.
Jeff Nadu joining us. Not the most attractive slate of games when it comes to top 25 action this week. So, Jeff, I could run over a few more, but I don't love these games, so might as well. Anything that you like for the college football weekend coming up?
Yeah, a couple that I kind of have my eye on, and one of which I've already played. I'll throw two out. Obviously, weekday game. One in the American, Tulane and SMU. Tulane is really bad defensively. This team is horrific. One thing you love about Michael Pratt, though, the guy can put points on the board. He never kind of takes plays off. You're always going to get something good out of him. This is a good over team. They're giving up 525 yards a game, and they can move the ball. So I think anytime you play a good offense, you have to look at an over. SMU, one of the best offenses nobody talks about. Tanner Mordecai has really had a good command to that offense. They have one of the best receiving corps in the country. If you're going to give me a 70, I think that's kind of a bit low in that game. I think that's kind of like a 51-27 type of game, 51-31. I think that could be a real fun track meet.
Before we hear your next one, Jeff, real quick, I meant to bring this up when we were talking ECU Houston. Houston's next game is the biggest game on their schedule in the regular season because they don't have Cincinnati. It's against SMU, who's top 25 right now. Houston is receiving votes. So any chance they do the look ahead to Sonny Dykes and SMU? They see them on Thursday. They roll up some points against Tulane. They're flying high. Any chance there's a look ahead factor for Houston looking at SMU?
100% Clip.
Yeah.
Brock's starting to become a real soothsayer in this business. He's starting to see things.
Just throwing that out there.
No, if it hits 14, Clip, I see your point.
Yeah.
And look, I feel like if you like that thought, the over just continues to make sense because for ECU to cover in this game, Clip, they're going to
have to score. Yeah.
20s, low 30s. So for me, I would just look at an over. I wouldn't want to worry.
Okay.
This game surely could be 41-24, and you lose on the side, but you hit an over. So
all right, so Tulane, SMU, what was the other one, Jeff, you were going to bring up?
Yeah, this is my favorite play on the board. I played this actually Sunday night, Clip. I sent it out. I played it at 74.5. It's now up to 76.5. Western Kentucky, Florida International. I think this has the ability to be the high-scoring game on the card. It wouldn't surprise me if this is 56-49 or something. Both these teams, Clip, love to throw the ball. In fact, West Kentucky leads the country in passing yards per game by a pretty wide margin. They have a horrific pass defense, can't stop anybody. And one thing I know about FIU, and a lot of people probably don't know much about this team, have a quarterback, Max Bortenschlager, used to be at TCU, is just a guy that can really wing it down the field. This offense is fun. I saw them last week at a shootout with Charlotte. Both these teams go quick, they go fast, and FIU, Clip, fourth worst in the country in passing yards allowed per game. This game is one of those games, and I love these type of games, Clip. I will be sitting on my live betting option and just doubling down on live overs in this game. My whole thought is I think we see 90 to 100 points. I'm going to be looking to kind of capitalize on that.
That'll be a fun one to get in on this weekend, folks. All right, Jeff, before we let you go, NBA tonight, Nets at Bucks, and the Bucks a home favorite in that one with the Kyrie issues with the Nets, and then Warriors, the Lakers coming up after that in the Staples Center. Any NBA action for you tonight on this opening night, Jeff?
No, not really. I think for me, there's a lot going on right now. We're seeing the confluence of all these sports kind of coming together. We obviously have, at college hoops starting as well. I kind of worry, and I get into NBA kind of after the New Year, after Christmas. I kind of let some things kind of figure it out. Look, I think it's become clear over the years that most high-level NBA players don't care about this time. I think it's a hard bet to make. Now, will I play occasionally against the public? 100%. Will I do it on opening night? No, I don't think we have a ton of info. But, once we get into, like, Christmas, I've always been profitable in the NBA, and that will continue here. I think maybe a clip real quick. Joe Harris, maybe look at him at props tonight.
Okay.
With no Kyrie Irving, he can kind of be one of those guys that can go off for 13 by hitting 4 or 5 threes. So, maybe look at something with Joe Harris. But I'm ultimately not going to be involved, at least early on, with the NBA.
Jeff Nadu joining us. We'll reconvene on Thursday, talk some NFL. You can check out Jeff on Twitter at JeffNADU, always talking college hoops and sports. And also, of course, he's got his great podcast, The Sit Down, where he talks all things Mafia history. And also patreon.com/BMOC, breaking down all the action. Jeff, we always appreciate your time and enjoyed the chats, and we'll do it again later this week.
Real quick clip, maybe something to keep an eye on the show this week on the sit down. We're actually going to talk about that Netflix documentary involving that individual that bought a hockey team for his...
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that yet, Jeff. I've heard a ton of people talk about it. I got to watch that.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about the guy that individual kind of reported to. He was a mob boss with a really wild history.
Okay.
Natty the Horse, Eye and Yellow. So make sure you check out that. Thanks as always for having me, Clip. We'll talk to you later in the week.
Enjoyed it. There's the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. We'll talk some NFL with him on Thursday and take another look at East Carolina and Houston as well. Let's take a time out. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 2, get you set for our third and final hour of today's show, which will feature Bryce Williams, some Mike Houston cuts from earlier today at his weekly press conference, and a giveaway. So big hour 3 on the way. We'll wrap up hour 2 when we return after this.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of pirates in ENC. Open 7 days a week. Plus, the Buck has live music every night, along with football. The Buck has a brand new 15-foot 4K screen, the only one in Greenville, and over 18 big screens with all your college and pro action. Sunday Fun Day will also be stocked with the biggest Bloody Mary and Mimosa bar, along with the NFL Sunday Ticket and food trucks out back. Check out the Buccaneer Music Hall. Open every day, noon until 2 a.m., with live music every night, and now football and food trucks during the day.
That's for you. Answer the call from patients who need plasma. Donations are down, so give plasma at a Grifols Center and receive compensation. Visit grifolsplasma.com. Gonna get that? Answer the call from patients who need plasma and receive up to $700 your first month when you donate at a Grifols Center. Visit grifolsplasma.com.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Hey Pirate fans, your one-stop shop for all your tailgate essentials is Shimmer Boutique. Need some purple and gold to wear? Shimmer has a great selection of clothing for men, women, and children. Need some shoes? Shimmer has the best selection of Hey Dudes around. Need a cooler for tailgating? Shimmer has you covered with a huge selection of Yeti and outdoor accessories. Shimmer, just 1 minute from the stadium on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks and in Winterville and Jacksonville. Find us online at shimmerboutiqueonline.com. Go Pirates!
Blue 42! Blue 42! Hood!
Unlike football, life doesn't take a timeout, and anything can happen at any time. Unfortunately, anything isn't always a good thing. You need auto and life coverage, and agents there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need North Carolina Farm Bureau insurance. Timeout, not even in our vocabulary.
Pirate fans, call Carlton Venters or Brandon Manning at 756-3007.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company. Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. An independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting pirates.
Pirate Radio is the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $700 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. Make up to $700 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Be sure to stop by their office at 801 Staten Road in Greenville, or you can book an appointment online at signsandtint.com. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on PRL on a Tuesday. Got Bryce Williams coming up momentarily. Got a great sports night on tap, which begins at around 5 o'clock with the Braves and Dodgers game 3. Braves up 2-0. The Red Sox have a 2-1 series lead over the Astros. That one coming up tonight at 8:08. You also got the NBA tipping off Brooklyn and Milwaukee at 7:30. Golden State and the Lakers at 10 o'clock. A lot of hockey action going on as well. So a ton on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, presented by Dubuck. What'd you say,
Whoops.
Chandler?
Dubuck.
That's what he said.
Sorry. I keep his mic off.
We'll have Bryce Williams coming up momentarily as Pirates coming off a bye week, so we'll get some Mike Houston comments in. Coming off a bye week, so we'll get some Mike Houston comments in here as he spoke with the media earlier today.
I wonder what Bryce did on his off weeks.
We will we'll have to ask. I'm going to assume he does the same thing he does every Saturday, which is hunt or fish. Bruce Bivens did some fishing on his bye week Saturday. So still got to get a collab with those two. That'd be a great segment, talking football and fishing with Bruce and Bryce.
Bruce and Bryce.
A couple of country bows in the boat doing some fishing. All right, Chan Man, what's going on? Oh, we had NBA fantasy draft last night.
I was going to say, and I was going to mention it yesterday, but we ran out of time. I was going to say NBA season's here, and that means it is time for fantasy basketball, baby.
I haven't played fantasy basketball in like 8 years, probably.
I haven't played fantasy basketball ever.
I'm doing it this year just to something to do. Try to stay Maybe I'll keep up with it better and not just the Hornets if I'm in a fantasy league. So I got the 6th pick, which is a perfect spot to get Damian Lillard. And
I did a mock draft yesterday, and I had the 8th pick, and I got Damian Lillard in that mock draft.
He is my favorite player, and I actually took him over Kevin Durant. Now, that might sound crazy, but I would say up to now, Lillard has been a lot more durable than Kevin Durant. So I think it's an okay move. Who did you get last night?
With the 8th pick, I got Jason Tatum.
I would, if Durant and Lillard were gone, I was going to take players that I like, that I want to watch, that I would have fun watching, and I would not have fun watching James Harden. So I was not going to take him. I mean, the big board was like Luka,
Joker was number 1.
Luka, Joker, and Lillard because I like him. But I had Greek Freak. I would have taken him over Harden. I probably would have taken him over Durant just because I like watching him more than those Nets players. So to get, I like Tatum there though. Who else did you get on your team?
Got,
the darn?
Let's see, Rudy Gobert. I got Joe Ingles, who I really like to watch. Can light it up from downtown for the Jazz. Doesn't really look like a guy that can play basketball, but he can really shoot the ball. He can shoot shoot it. He can shoot lights out. Boban Bogdanovic
also shoot.
With the Jazz. I got the center from the Spurs.
We'll just call him David Robinson. David Robinson.
This guy's white.
So is David Robinson.
Oh, he looks just like him.
Looks like who?
Wait, what are you talking about?
I don't know who the Spurs center is, so I'm saying it's David Robinson.
Jacob Poeltl.
Okay, I don't know who the hell that is. I asked who's on your team. Name the good players. Do you not have good players?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Okay, I've heard of him. Thank you.
Mikal Bridges.
I know who that is. Thank you.
Chris Paul.
Why did you name this guy you don't even know before these guys?
Because I want to give these guys recognition.
Nobody
they deserve it.
You can't even say his name. How do we recognize
Jacob
him?
Poeltl.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Jacob Poeltl? Who is Poeltl?
He had, let's read this off. Oh, crap, there's nothing to read. I saw where he had like 9.7 rebounds and 3 assists and 2 blocks in the last.
I asked you to name your guys, and you went Jason Tatum. All right, good. He's a star, great player. Joe Ingles. Okay, that's fine. Jacob Poeltl. Like, you went in a bad order. Can you admit that?
Yeah. All right, here we go from top to bottom.
No, I don't care anymore.
Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges.
Okay, I've heard of these people.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Thank you.
All right, Jason Tatum.
Yes.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis?
What?
Why did you name Jacob Poeltl and Joe Ingles before Anthony Davis?
Robert Covington.
All right, take a break, Shirley.
Rudy Gobert.
Get me out of this.
Jacob Poeltl. Joe Ingles. Boban Bogdanovic, or Bohan.
I'm glad that Shirley does the scoreboard on Saturdays and not you. In today's action, Central Connecticut State, while Texas and Oklahoma are playing a shootout, Chandler's first game is Tallahassee Community College
and then
versus Chowan.
Then on my bench, Tyler Hero.
Better than Jacob Poeltl.
Mike Conley.
I know who that is. He's played forever.
And Lauri Markkanen.
You literally had the worst order of naming your fantasy team of all time.
Well, look here, Clip. He's a good kid.
And you listen,
Clip.
Look, listen.
And listen.
Taste, hear, smell.
He had 9.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks in his last preseason game. He's ready to play.
Less word, do trick.
Jacob Poeltl. All right, Bryce Williams is here.
Y'all are some noisy folks out there.
It's time to cut the funny business and get to the serious stuff because Bryce is here and ready to go for hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back after this.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in vehicle wraps, paint protection film, and more. They can even do building signs for your business. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Do you suffer from allergies, asthma, or any other sinus problems? Perhaps professional cleaning of your air ducts could help. Family owned and operated in Winterville for over 22 years, Carolina Quality Air was the first certified duct cleaning company in Eastern North Carolina. From residential to commercial, they can handle any size job, big or small, including our studios here at Pirate Radio. Carolina Quality Air uses a sanitizer that kills mold in your ductwork and over 100 viruses, including the coronavirus. Visit them online at carolinaqualityair.com. Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients. Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road across from Plant and See, Cuccinellas.com, and on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Dr. Phil Perdue with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. My colleagues and I recognize how difficult this time is for everyone in our community. We continue to see patients during the week while taking precautions to keep everyone safe. Our extended care clinic is now open on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., so you can avoid the emergency department for your urgent orthopedic care. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and made-from-scratch pastas. Check out the 16-ounce cowboy steak and our seafood delight pasta. The Rick House is open for lunch daily from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. Take a break from your workday with lunch at the Rick House. Join us for our legendary brunch on Sundays from 10 to 2. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service the #1 priority. priority, a local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard, conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Chandler, sorry I yelled at you. And not to keep going, but when somebody asks what you had for dinner, you don't say I had, buttered corn.
Brussels sprouts.
You start with the meat. Mm-hmm. I want to hear the meat of your team.
You know what?
What?
I'm going to let you know when Podol is killing it.
Podol.
And he is in the running for MVP.
All right.
Podol.
Bryce Williams is here. What's up, Bryce?
How y'all doing?
We are fantastic. I hope you are.
I'm doing well. Pretty good.
Looking good.
Yeah.
You been working?
Yeah, here and there.
Working hard or hardly working?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Not terrible.
It was a bye week for East Carolina, so we got Saturdays off here at the studio. I watched a lot of football. My wife had said we were going to do some spring cleaning, and by we, she meant mostly her. I got to say,
nice.
Shout out for me not having to do much. Made a trip or two to the dump.
That is actually funny that your wife did that because, well, it's not my wife yet, but fiance and Mary, her mom, they did yard work while I was fishing.
All right.
So it worked out for both of us.
There you go. Chandler said, I wonder what Bryce did during the bye week. And I said, probably what he does every Saturday, which is fish.
Yep.
So we'll get to that later on Pirate Radio Outdoors. But Bryce, want to hear what Mike Houston had to say earlier today, and we will get your thoughts on his comments. Let's hear the opening comments from Mike Houston today, Shirley.
Good to be back to game week, after a week off and everything that revolved around that. And, it's good to be back to, getting ready for a big ball game this Saturday. The kids had several days off here coming into, this practice. And, we did have practice on Sunday, but it was a lighter practice. So today's first heavy contact practice we've had since last Wednesday. So an important day for preparations. I think that you've had plenty of time to take a look at Houston, and certainly very impressed with what they've done so far. They're 5-1 coming into the game. I'm sure they feel like they should be 6-0. They feel like they probably let one get away there in the opener against Texas Tech, but they've been playing very, very well the past several weeks. All three phases, they're dynamic in all three phases. You look at them defensively, and it's 10 of 11 starters back. The other starters are transferred from Iowa State. They're all juniors and seniors. I think they got one sophomore and 5 juniors and 5 seniors. So older guys, experienced guys that played together. They're playing very well. I think ranked 4th nationally or so in total defense. So very good on that side of the ball. Offensively, they put up some big numbers. They have an experienced quarterback coming back, Clayton Toon. Big offensive line. Dell has had a huge year so far catching the ball. Freshman running backs had a very solid year so far. So, very explosive offense, a lot of weapons. The quarterback's been in the system for a couple of years now, so, he does a good job with that. Special teams wise, the punt returner Jones is leading the country in punt return average. I think 17.1 yards per return, 2 for a touchdown. So a dynamic returner. Wouldn't be shocked if he's not returning kicks this week also. So, it's a complete football team, very, very explosive, very good football team. So got a big challenge, homecoming at Houston. So I'm sure they're excited about, Saturday, and we are too. So great opportunity for our program. Kids are really excited. I expect us to have a really good week of practice.
There's Mike Houston's opening comments, and talked a lot about Houston there, and there's a lot to talk about with the Cougars, Bryce. You think Houston, I do anyway, with their head coach Dana Holgorsen, he was at West Virginia probably when you were in college, high-powered offense and all that. They are allowing, on defense, 16 points a game this season.
Wow.
They are allowing 107 rushing yards a game, just over 100, and they are allowing 156 passing yards a game. Very low number. Now Navy skews that some when you play against them. So those are great stats. Now here's who they played: Texas Tech, and that was their first loss coming out of the gates. Then they beat Rice pretty bad. They beat FCS Grambling State, Navy, Tulsa, Tulane. They have not exactly played a difficult schedule, and Texas Tech, I don't even think they're that great this year.
Yeah.
They lose that game 38-21. So great numbers, red hot. They've won 5 in a row. They're receiving votes in the top 25, but they have not been tested really in a long, long time.
Maybe we'll be the ones to test them.
And
I feel like we might be.
And coming up next week, their biggest game of the season, because they don't play Cincinnati in the regular season, against ranked SMU, in-state ranked opponent.
Yeah.
You got to maybe, I don't know, you probably didn't look ahead, but teams tend to kind of look down the schedule and say, well, we'll beat this team this week. Next week's going to be the important game. Does that ever happen?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, you kind of. Yeah, I would say for a little bit you kind of overlook some teams. Like when we played Townsend, my senior year, I was kind of like, I was pumped up, but you're like.
But we got Florida next week,
exactly.
Right? Wasn't that the situation?
I think so. So of course, you are focused on the game that week, but yeah, you kind of all right. Let's run through them and move on to the next, and not be too concerned about them. But we know with this team, we don't want that to happen.
So, yeah, and how much stock do you put into those numbers with the teams they faced? I guess we'll see how good they are on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely so. So, I never got to play. I don't think I ever got to play Houston. I remember being when the guys, I think it was the following year.
Oh, because we were in Conference USA when they, I guess, moved conferences. Maybe it just didn't match up when
possibly so. I remember when they were down there when Case Keenum was the quarterback, and I think I remember somebody saying it was just real hot and like mosquitoes on the field or something like that, and that for some reason that's what I remember. So I never got to play Houston, go down to Houston.
You played at SMU, right?
Played at SMU in Dallas
area. Yeah.
Yep. It would have been neat to play Houston because I think they're a pretty good team. They've been pretty solid. I feel like haven't they for the most part. So I don't know if we have beat them yet. No. When's the last time we beat them in the conference championship? Didn't we play them in the conference?
That was in 2009.
Yeah.
So when Case Keenum played in college for like 14 years.
Yeah.
But he was a part of that team that came here putting up 1 million points, and ECU was able to beat them on that day. Braves get started with yet another hit from Eddie Rosario. 4 hits on Sunday, and he's got 1 to lead off this game. We will keep you up to date on that. And Bryce, if I get too focused on the game, you have to take over.
I'll take over.
Thank you. Let's look at the Houston ECU football series and look at some numbers. I don't know why I'm Googling it, but I have it right here on this sheet of paper in front of me. The overall series, East Carolina, it's 7-7, Bryce.
Oh, wow.
Even 7-7. And you were here in 2012, yes or no?
Yes.
And ECU beat Houston that year, 48-28. That was in Greenville.
Was it? You know what? How early that was my red shirted, but not kind of because Justin Jones was still playing, so maybe that's.
Did you play at all that year?
No, I was on travel squad, in special teams and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of my travel squad.
I like looking back at these games. Let's see what happened. A lot of Shane Carden, 305, 4 touchdowns. Cooper, 140 yards. And Dwayne Harris, 3 for 65.
No, that was
Derek Harris.
Derek.
How about that? He was the leading receiver that day. Let's look at the.
What was Justin Jones? Was he not there?
That don't sound right. Let's look at the box score here. Derek Harris, 3 for 65.
Justin Jones.
Danny Webster had 3 touchdowns, 2 catches for Justin Jones.
Yeah.
Jabril Solomon. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Reggie
Bullock.
Yeah.
And
Reese Wiggins had several catches. Andrew Boatner. Yeah, that was my first year. So Hardy with only 5 catches. I wonder when the last time that's happened.
Yeah. Bad game for Justin Hardy. 5 catches for 40 yards.
Yeah.
Coop ran the ball 33 times for 140
what's
yards.
this? We have played them, but I have not played them.
And then there was a stretch between 13 and 16 when the teams didn't play. They met again in 17, and Houston has won the last two in a big way, Bryce. Quick math, 94-47, the combined scores.
It's a pretty big difference.
Houston has been able to get the better of ECU. But Pirates go in a 13-point underdog on the road.
I mean, that's not terrible. I wasn't sure, like I haven't been paying too much attention to Houston, and when I saw it, I was thinking it was like going to be a huge difference. But when I saw 13, I said, didn't feel bad. Of course, I got the Pirates winning it anyways. So, but hey, we'll get to that.
Matt said, we'll get your prediction later. Matt said he had high hopes for Danny Webster. I called a game Havelock and Rose at Rose when Rose was really good. And Danny Webster, all of what? How tall was he, bro? Was he 5'10"
at the most, I'd say.
He was like a one-man team. I swear he played quarterback, running back, and receiver. He'd throw the ball to himself.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Oh, yeah.
He was awesome. And
he was doing well here. Like when I was at Marshall, I remember him. And when I first got there, and then after the 12, I feel like it just...
Something went wrong. And look, he's not the only one. We ran over some other names there. I don't think Jabril Solomon finished his career here.
Yeah.
Did Reese Wiggins finish his career here? He might have.
I think he did.
Oh, no. A blooper in the center, and the Braves base running miscues have returned. They took a 2 or 3 game hiatus, and now they're back because that goes for a double play rally killer after they had 2 on and nobody out. And that is absolutely awful.
Oh, yeah.
I was pretty sharply hit in the center, but can't be that far off the base. That's terrible. All right, double play. Bryce, what kind of high school player were you? Did you take over games? You played receiver, right?
I did. I guess. It's like I said, I'm not one to boast, but I
boast a little bit.
I feel like I did. When we were throwing the ball, I feel like I was taking over some games and being pretty good, being pretty effective. I dabbled in a little bit of free safety.
Okay.
I did have an interception, on the goal line, and I ran it all the way back till about I'm trying to remember the play, 15 to their 15.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the running back had just the perfect angle on me, and I was just looking at him. He was faster than me, but I wish, looking back, I wish it would have done a spin or a cutback, and it drove me crazy. Because it would have been literally a 100-yard return.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I was pretty well. I did pretty well in high school.
Were you, how tall were you?
I was about senior year, I think I was 6'6", 6'5".
But you were, you said you were rail thin.
I was
right?
like a daggone 190. I could not gain weight at all. But whenever I'd be 188, and when I would hit in the 190s, oh heck yeah, thinking I'm big. My mom literally, no lie, every day would make me at least 2 peanut butter and jellies just to eat throughout the day.
That's not even your lunch or breakfast.
It's just my little holdovers, and some days literally it'd be 3. My mama made my senior year. I'm not kidding.
How many sandwiches did your mom make?
How many? Oh gosh.
How many school days are there times 3?
We'll do at least 2.5 sandwiches, and there's we'll say it was at least 4 days a week.
So y'all
it's probably 5 days a week.
Did y'all go to Sam's Club or whatever and get the bulk peanut butter?
I think mom just had to go to Food Line
nonstop
weekly. So however many school days there are, it was pretty much that times 2. So a lot.
Quick look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard update. Braves 2 hits, no runs in the top of the first. They go to the bottom of the first, tied at 0. All right, a bye week is a week for self-evaluation. Mike Houston did some of that and talked about that as Stephen Igoe asked him earlier today.
Well, I think you look at all 3 phases. You look at what you've been doing in all 3 phases, and I think you can sit there and we can talk in depth about all of it. I think defensively, you really like a lot of the things we did defensively. I think we're playing very fast. I think we're playing with great physicality. I think we're doing a good job turning the ball over. You know, I think we're doing all those things very, very well. I think negatives, I think, you know, too many big plays. We looked at a big play cut up and just identifying what caused each of them. Is a personnel breakdown? Is it somebody took advantage of a scheme? You know, what caused it? Adjustment, whatever. So I think that you know, those are what you saw defensively. I think, you know, offensively, it really the execution piece is what you looked at where the issues are when we had issues. Because when we're executing well, we put up some big numbers. And you look at the points we've scored through 6 games, and we're playing very well. And there's been some games where we've struggled. Now, our opponents had something to do with that, but for the most part, I put it on our execution. You know, the games that we've won the turnover battle, you know, those are the games we've won, you know, for the most part. So, special teams wise, I think we're doing some good things. I think, you know, Owen and John have both had a solid beginning to the year. I think I want to see us be more productive on kickoff return. I want to see us be more productive on punt return, and that's more the other 10 guys than the returner, because I do think we have a returner that's very capable and has a chance to make some big plays. So we looked at a lot of things with all over the board, you know, with self-eval.
One thing he didn't mention he wants to see the Pirates do a better job of is the kick and punt coverage. What he wants to see is them keep doing a good job of that, because Bryce, we haven't seen a team break one yet. I think Igoe said last hour that Houston does have a dangerous return man, so something to keep an eye on this week. But the Pirates have done a great job both on the kick and punt return coverage so far this season.
Definitely so. I think during our midterm, you know, I think we all graded the special teams pretty well, and it's good to hear Coach Houston, you know, say we'd like to be a little more, I guess, was productive in the return game. I feel like, I mean, how many do we return versus fair catch? I feel like it's like over 90% of, we're just going to fair catch this one. And I mean, obviously with punts and stuff, that's the whole how the punter kicks is that, you know, how the hang time and things like that. So that's a different thing, I feel like, than kick return. You know, when the ball's landing, which I get, are they scheming that players now, like special teams now, like where to just land it on the 5 or what, or the kickers aren't strong enough? But I definitely would like to see, you know, us return the ball more, especially when we're receiving it on, like, the ball's landing on the 5 or within the 10 and not even getting in the end zone. I would like to see some returns, because I mean, that's, you know, I feel like that's a wasted opportunity to, I'm just going to fair catch this, get it on the 25. I mean, you have no idea what could happen.
I feel like in y'all's era, they would send, and this is more to punt return, not kick return, but they'd send Hardy back there just to fair catch every time, because y'all's offense was so good, you could just go down the field. But when your offense is sputtering, you need something in the kick and punt return to give you a little
definitely there. So, and like just, I don't know, I feel like, and you just keep returning it. You're not allowing the return teams to work their deal. I mean, practice only can be so good, you know, when you're not really going full speed, but obviously it's not game like. So you're thinking return guys, you know, he's going to fair catch this, even if it's landing on the 5. If it landed on the 5, you know, or not in the end zone, which maybe the rules were different, but if it's not in the end zone, you know, most of the time that returner's, you know, the ball back.
Now the rule, I think they probably have changed this since you played, but now it goes to the 25 rather than the 5. We're talking 5 yards.
Like when the ball is but you know, I mean, obviously that's helpful with returns, but I mean, if that ball's landing not in the end zone, I mean, you have a chance to obviously return it farther. Like bust a big play, and I feel like that's sort of a wasted opportunity when we're just, let me fair catch it, unless we decide to return it when we need time on the clock. But, you know.
Mike Houston talked about it, and look, we heard this last week, but more on Holton Ahlers and his decisions when to run and not to run in that particular play we all remember in the UCF game where he had an opening, instead threw it to C.J. Johnson, and it goes for incomplete where it could have been a first down or a touchdown. Mike Houston talked more about that. This is cut 4, Sean.
You know, the thing we've encouraged him on is just play within the offense. You know, he's hurt us. You know, he is a good runner. You know, when there's opportunities there to run, he needs to run. You know, he was trying to get the ball to CJ on that play. It was a tough throw. Now, he made a great throw. It's just you don't have a whole lot of space there in the back of the end zone. CJ made a great play on the ball. There's just not a lot of space back there. But you'd like to see him take that run. That's what, when I was listening to your question, people criticizing for doing too much, people criticizing for not doing enough. He needs to quit worrying about what people say and quit worrying about the media, quit worrying about social media, quit worrying about what the fans say. He needs to focus on doing his job. That's it. Do his job and have fun. He needs to have fun and quit worrying about everything all around him. And I think he's trying to do that.
All right, so we want to see more of Holton Ahlers just out there playing and not thinking.
For most definitely. I mean, I feel like you don't play any better when you're not thinking and you're just doing what you know you can do. That's when you're playing your best. When you're in I guess they call it a flow state. There's plays you make, like catches every receiver's made. I've made all of us. It happens and you don't even know you did it. Like it really does. And that's what Holt needs to do, and just relax. Coach Houston's definitely right. He's very effective when he's running. Obviously you run at the right time and things like that. But yeah, just play and relax. Because we have seen him make very big plays on his feet and throwing the ball. But it's just got to happen. We can talk about it, but until he does it, then obviously it won't help us out any. So,
all right, a repeat from Game 2 here as the Dodgers get a 2-run home run for Corey Seager. Same way Game 2 started. Game 3 starts it, and it's 2-0. And this is that a
cartoon.
This is that new camera Fox uses when they. That's like crazy. It looks weird. It looks so crisp and good. It's weird. I don't know.
That literally looked like it was like a animated thing. What in the world?
Dang.
What's the point of that? It looked like a cartoon.
I don't know. Dodgers up 2-0. That sucks. Troy D asked about getting the tight ends involved, and Mike Houston spoke on that. Cut 6, Shirley.
With the guys that we have at that position, there's a big part of our offense that's designed. They're the first read. The ball's designed to go to them. So again, it depends on how each team's playing you. We think we know how they're going to play us, so we have some things designed for that. Once you get to game day, you got to adjust. It's no different than going into battle. Once the fight starts, you got to adjust to what's happening in the fight. It's that kind of deal. So we have a lot of confidence in those guys. I think Shane and Ryan have done a great job receiving this year. And I think they do create some matchup problems, and so we'll see how much we can get them the ball on Saturday.
All right, wanted to see a resurgence from those guys, Ryan Jones, Shane Calhoun, kind of bust out on the scene, Bryce, and maybe been a little quiet.
Yeah. Of course, I always get fired up. Like, when Shane was letting it go, when Shane had a great game against Marshall, that was super exciting to see some tight ends getting some love. But, Coach Houston's right. You may have these plays drawn up for these situations, but, you got to adjust. And it's always a bummer when you're like, when you kind of got plays that are your, like, that you're the first read. And then they're not running them. You're like, dang gummit, why can't we just try it, But yeah, hopefully, it works out in these next, the second half of the season where, the tight ends, they get even more creative and can utilize them more. I remember, I think it was in UConn, I was able to, which I wish I got called more just so I could get a little comfortable with it, but like a screen, tight end screen. Yeah. And I think I, got a first down or, I got some yards, but, yeah, it would have been fun to have run that a few times.
I love those, and I guess we see more running back screens in college now, but in the NFL we see a ton of running back screens and love a tight end screen. Yeah. My team used to run it all the time with Chris Cooley back in the day. Mm-hmm. It was one of my favorites, and then later with Jordan Reed and Logan Thomas. But you see Travis Kelce, George Kittle, like your main tight ends. Seemed like, and they ran them with Gronk. Gronk would get more up the field, it seems like, though. But the tight end screen works. We don't see that a lot in college, or at least with East Carolina.
Yeah, we like I said, we ran it. I don't think we stuck to it. Maybe it was just that week. Yeah, which is kind of a bummer because I'm like, man, come on, let me get comfortable with this thing. But it would be exciting to see. I would like to see, how Shane and Ryan Jones, how what can they do with the ball in their hands behind the line of scrimmage and see how they can finagle their way down the field.
Little finagling here.
I did, and it's fun. I mean, I would say when I did it, and my field of vision, is that right? You know, I felt like it was pretty good. I kind of would just react, you know, but I felt like, you know, I remember Hardy comes to mind on that, like, you know, his field of view when he's running the ball, and to me, I kind of feel like I'm like here, and it's just that kind of reaction thing. I feel like Hardy's just like boom and sees everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dadgum, how did he know he was coming? And so it was always cool. So I'd be curious to see, you know, how Shane and Ryan do, you know, in a situation like that.
Those plays, when they get busted, they're ugly because the ball usually goes into the turf or it doesn't work. But when they work, it's a thing of beauty where the blockers are set up.
Yep.
And it's also a skill to not just shoot down the field, to let your blockers do their job and to wait behind them too, right?
And that's one thing I remember. And it was, you know, in those screens, like if you cut it back, you're on your own because obviously you got pursuing, you know, defense is coming right there, so you're gonna get knocked out. So, you know, let the block set up, let things develop. And it's hard to do. Like I said, I didn't do many of them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, normally you're like, oh, get the ball, run, take off. But I mean, you look at running backs who literally just like stop almost at the line of scrimmage, let things open up, and they pop out. I didn't have, of course, that burst, so I couldn't just stop. I had to get my momentum going. But yeah, when those screens work out and you're patient, let things play out. It is nice.
All right, I'll tell you what, we need to get a break in. We also need to make somebody a winner. Shirley Rose, let's open up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250. What are we giving away on this Tuesday, Shirley Rose?
A hangout with Bryce Williams. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That would be the one that Anna finally wins.
I know. I'm like, that I see her now.
Let's do a large 2-topping pizza courtesy of Domino's.
Sounds good. Get the door. It's Domino's. 317-1250. What caller are we looking for?
Caller 10.
Caller 10 is a winner. We're back. Pirate Radio Outdoors. More Mike Houston. More to go as the Dodgers with an early 2-0 lead over the Braves on the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard. We're back with you after this.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owners insurance.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly. Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Pirate Radio.
We are not coming together to just be average. We want to build a program that will year in and year out compete for the American Athletic Conference Championship and compete nationally against any and everybody.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Make memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201, or you can stop by the Carolina Hardscapes Outdoor Showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes. And congratulations to Frank Brown of Greenville. Picked up a large 2-topping pizza courtesy of Domino's. Domino's of Greenville has 3 locations to take care of you. Every day, all 3-topping pizzas are only $7.99 each for carry-out only. Order online today at Domino's.com. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Bryce Williams talking as we come back in, a tradition unlike any other.
Yes.
Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, Clip Brock, Bryce Williams here with you on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. I keep reminding myself it is Tuesday because Bryce is always here on Wednesdays, but had a conflict, so great you could still be a part of the show this week.
For sure. I know. I was actually thinking, I know you're a man of your routine, and I was like,
this is really going to screw me.
I was like, if his wife takes him to work and it's a Tuesday, or he's driving a little blue, I may not hear from him.
So sometimes my wife needs the car in the afternoons, and she'll drop me off, or I'll take a different vehicle. But, like, I have to go to work in my car at around the same time, and that's when I'm at a stoplight.
Yeah.
Of course, not when I'm driving.
Yeah.
But when I'm at a stoplight, I text Bryce, is he good to go? But there's been a few Wednesdays where my routine has been off. I've been in a different vehicle, had to do something, run an errand, and I forget to text Bryce. And now you know when I don't text you, it's not because we don't want you on the show. It's just because I'm off my routine.
I know. I was like, dang, I guess they're benching me this week.
You have thrown my entire week off this week, Bryce. I don't even know what to do.
I know. I was like, man, because I found out Sundays. I said, I at least got to give them a few days heads up. So
appreciate that.
Before the week going. Because what's normally Tuesday?
Usually we got Igoe at this time. We moved him. Troy D was not here on Monday because he went to a college football game, Northwestern and Rutgers on Saturday, and a pro game, Bears-Packers on Sunday. But he is back now, and we'll have him on Wednesday at 5, and we'll ask him what it was like to be in the stadium in the game where Aaron Rodgers told the Packer fans that he still owns them. I don't know if you saw that from over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
He scored. He did the discount double check, and he said, "My whole career, I own you. I still own you." To the fans, which
haven't beat them yet, I guess.
Pretty bold there, huh?
Yeah,
that's pretty.
Because the Bears haven't beat the Packers yet. Is that?
They have beat Aaron Rodgers very, very few times over his. How long has he been playing now? Since 2008 or something. He pretty much owns them, and he let them know on Sunday.
Wow.
So we'll let Troy respond to that. All right, we got to go Pirate Radio Outdoors. We got to hear more Mike Houston. Let's go outdoors right now. So Bryce. This time you didn't have to worry about a 3.5-hour ECU game on a Saturday. It was all whatever you wanted to do. So what did you do this weekend?
I was able to fish in the Morehead City King Mackerel tournament.
Okay, tournament
City
action.
Tournament. I fished Saturday. It was a two-day tournament, and they caught some fish. I think like a 23-pound king, kind of out of 60 boats. They're like in the middle of the pack. So like, all right, well, next day let's see what we can catch. And we ended up catching 3, none of any size. We did have one where when when a lot of fish hit out there, they just burned the rod up. I mean, just scream. I mean, we knew it was good fish because it was on a bluefish for bait, and obviously it's a bigger bait, so typically bigger bait, bigger fish, and. The rod, just took off. But the way it was, we had a rod in the shotgun, which is in the rocket launchers of the T-top, and it's the long line. But we had a rod and leaning post, and it was obviously up a little bit. And when they went to take it down, they got all tangled up and popped the line and kind of frustrated everybody. But So we didn't end up, I think we probably finished middle of the pack. But
so you said what was the size for your middle of the pack fish? 23.
So
what's the
Friday? So
what'd you want? What were you looking for?
You wanting? Well, what would put us in a good spot? I mean, we needed like a 50-some pound, and
okay.
And it was one fish weigh in each day, so it was a 2-fish aggregate total weight. And someone ended up catching like a 48 pound, 0.9 something, to actually come back and win it. But I tell you, it's crazy. The people who caught the big fish yesterday, the Friday before, caught like 12-pound kings, and it's just funny how it works out. Your luck don't run too far.
Yeah.
In the fishing world. But a friend of Jay's, won it. So that was pretty cool to know somebody who won it.
How many entries were there? How many?
They capped it off at 60 boats.
Okay.
And you knew it was 60 boats out there because where everybody was fishing, it was like a parking lot. I mean, and king fishing, thankfully, you're going. If we were fishing dolphin, all that, going the speeds, everybody would be crashing into each other. But you're going king fishing, so you're literally like got the boat in gear. Like it's all like 600 RPM, 800 RPM. And just kind of bobbing along, but it got gnarly out there towards the end of the tournament. I was on the way back; it was a little rough, but it was actually probably it took had a patch behind my ear. Because like I said, I don't have the strongest stomach. I'm more of a puke and rally guy out there.
Okay.
Because I want to be out there, so I just deal with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't get sick because I had the little patch, so that was nice. But it was a good time. It's a long day. We left at like 6:15 and didn't hit the inlet till like 4 p.m. So 10 hours some day trying to catch some fish. But it was all a good time, and we were able to catch some fish. And then last night, so heck, before the time changes, I want to try and get a hunt in. And a friend of mine, her dad has some land, and allowed me to. Hunt, so I can hunt there, and I had my bow, so I'm gonna go walk around, just sort of try to feel this land out. I saw a deer coming into his land, but then when I started walking around, didn't see nothing. So, in due time, see if I can kill one with a bow.
In due time.
Yep. So, so I was able to hit the water and the woods. So far it's been pretty good.
Best of both worlds.
Yep.
Jock Peterson deep to right, and that is a foul ball. Josh says he said, "Don't mind me. I'm just sitting in a deer stand listening to y'all while checking the Brave stats."
See, that's a good way to pass some time in the deer woods.
You like to have, as Chandler was talking earlier, our pro football teams are having bad seasons. But I'm a Braves fan. Shirley's a Red Sox fan, so we have backup plans. He said we got a good backup plan if our football team stinks. You want to have maybe a little backup plan if you go sit in a deer stand, maybe at least something else to keep you occupied?
For sure, because some people, I guess, can just sit there in the tranquility and silence and enjoy the view, which, I do enjoy it in the quiet for about 15 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I need something to
Bryce, Little Blue does not have an operating radio. So that I'm about 20 minutes away from home on my work drive, and you're alone with your thoughts. That can be a dark place sometimes.
I know. It is weird. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and just no radio, no other outside.
No phone, no nothing.
Exactly. Like if I'm cooking breakfast in the truck, just me and my thoughts. And
what are you, Michael Scott? What do you got in your cooking breakfast in? Oh,
my bad.
Those are two different things.
Right. Yeah. But because most time if I'm cooking, I like to have some external stimulation with music and yada yada yada. And when I just cut that thing off, music, because obviously it's radio music, and it's just me, I'm like, this is weird. Like my mind's like going 1,000 miles an hour, but not really making any sense. I'm just kind of just thinking.
I'm with you, man.
And it's weird. It's like, God, I'm so used to having things distract, just listening or stimulation, and when you cut that off, you're kind of like, this don't feel right.
Yeah.
We need to try like not a challenge, but
I hear a lot of, and it makes sense to a degree, especially when you see a family like at a restaurant or something, and they're all on their phones talking. And that's different because you have other people to talk to.
Right. Oh yeah.
But like when people are sitting alone, like at an airport or something, and everybody's on their phone, well, it kind of makes sense, because if not, what's the alternative? Just staring straight ahead? That would be strange.
Counting the ceiling tiles, And it was funny. I try and like today at Lowe's. This is one of those instances. This gentleman in front of me forgot his wallet or something, had to go to his truck and get it. Well, it was, a few minutes, and I'm sitting there. So that was a situation I could have easily pulled my phone out, and instead, I had a 2x6 that I was trying to balance on going in. I was sitting there just trying to balance it straight up and all that, and I said, you know what? That was better than taking my phone.
Right. You found an activity.
I found an activity, so
we don't always have those available to us,
or 2A, whatever I had. But it is weird, it's a habit. You just no one's talking to me, or I'm by myself, phone, which I tried and break that, but it's hard.
All right, this has been Pirate Radio Outdoors.
This has been Pirate Radio Outdoors and In Your Thoughts.
All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll have more with Bryce Williams on a Tuesday. It is Dodgers 2, Braves nothing. Leadoff runner in the top of the second reaches on a walk for Atlanta. That's a look at your Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Take a timeout, come back, have more for you after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
The Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's is full of flowers, each carried by someone committed to ending this disease. Right now, we need you to add your flower to the fight. Take part in the walk to help raise funds and awareness for a breakthrough in the fight against Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Come and join us on Saturday, October 23rd in New Bern, or you can walk from home by going to alz.org/walk.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They thank you for your continued support and trust during these trying times. Many services can be done remotely and free pickup and delivery is available. As a Dell business partner and Apple authorized service provider, you can count on University PC Care for all your personal and business tech support needs. To make a remote appointment or to bring in your device for service at their Greenville or New Bern locations, call 558-1280 or go online at universitypccare.com.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's 84th anniversary. Since 1937, Bostic Sugg has built a legacy based on quality furniture, value, and exceptional customer service. Get anniversary savings up to 15% off store-wide, plus 6 months special financing on brands like Lazy Boy, Kincaid, Rowe, Bassett, and more. Plus, for a limited time, get local delivery for only $19.37. Wake up to a whole new you and enjoy 72 months special financing on a new Serta or Restonic mattress now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. Shop online at westparkmotorcompany.com right now to get started. Looking to sell your vehicle? Call West Park for a free appraisal. West Park is willing to pay more for your car or truck than the next dealer. West Park Motor Company, with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
This is Amanda Houston, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Go Pirates!
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by Carolina Hardscapes. Making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio fireplace, pool walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call. Get started on your dreams today at Carolina Hardscapes on Fire Tower Road, across from Bostic Sugg Furniture. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Clip Rock, Bryce Williams here. We got to get Bryce Williams' prediction. I'm going to do that momentarily, but let's hear more Mike Houston now. He cut 3 Shirley, talked about what stood out about Houston, offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, defensively, they're 4-2-5, 4-3. They don't pressure a lot as far as blitzes and things like that. When they do, they're very effective because they don't pressure a lot. So they don't have to, because their front four generates a lot of pressure on the quarterback in the pass rush. So we've got to do a great job protecting Holton. We got to be able to handle their front four, and that's going to be a huge piece to being successful Saturday. Got to be able to pick up the pressures when they come. I think the two corners are probably the best tandem we've faced so far. They're both seniors. They're experienced. They're good players. It's going to be a challenge in being able to go against those guys. I think we're going to see man-free coverage. I think we're going to see quarters coverage. So I think that they're going to take those guys and try to lock them up on our number one receivers. I the safeties and the linebackers, they do a great job in the run game. They're kind of downhill players, very physical. So I think we've got to do a good job of handling them in the run game. And then, our backs are going to be one-on-one a good bit. And so, it'll come down to, who's just better in that one-on-one situation right there a lot of times in the run game. So I think when you look, at them offensively, it's, just being sound, not giving up the big play. We got to stop McCaskill, do a great job against the run. We're going to have to get some pressure on Tune. If you let him sit in there and have all day to throw, he's going to hurt you. He's got too many weapons. Dell is dynamic. We're going to have to be able to handle him. Special teams, Jones is probably the best returner we faced all year. So maybe the best returner we will face all year. So we've got to do a great job there in our coverage units, against him.
All right, Mike Houston there. The bye week comes after half the games of the regular season are played, with half still to come. And he was asked about the bye week, and did it come at a good time for this team? Cut 7.
I'll let you know Saturday night. We got some guys that, certainly had a chance to rest up some. Had some time to, really prepare for some things we're going to see in the coming weeks. Really get a head start on Houston. But, like I said, I wanted to give the guys time off so that they can get their bodies healed up. Because, if you don't, you'll look up in November and you won't have anybody left. So you gotta let them recover and recuperate. But at the same time, you want to stay sharp. And that's why I say today's practice is so important, because, they've had from heavy contact. And contact is the difference in football and every other sport. Is, we got to have a great practice today to make sure we're sharp on Saturday. And so today's practice is very, very important from a standpoint of getting, get back going.
Bryce, do you remember during the season, and we always would go out and talk to you after practice, how was practice? You'll say good. How do you feel? Good. Do you ever really feel good during the season? How does the body start to, the health of a player?
You never feel bad. I wouldn't say I don't think I've ever said, I feel great. I think it's always just been some just light sores.
Yeah.
I say more so sore than anything. There's a few things I battled during that. With shoulder stuff, but you kind of deal with. If it's not going to totally stop you, you just deal with it.
Yeah.
Main thing is, how your legs feel, hands will be, just get bumps and bruises and things like that.
So is the bye week you don't get back to probably how you were feeling August 31st or whatever, but is it a refresher?
Yeah. I would say so. You kind of, it is weird because you kind of get out of your routine. For me, it was, you're using practice, school, whatever, that routine. When you get out of it, okay, let's jump back in. And off days were great, but it throws you off. For me, at least, during that time. I remember sometimes, your legs feel better than some days. Obviously Thursday practice light, Friday's off. And I would say I'd feel good most of the time, but you always had an ankle that was a little buggy, but it was funny. It's how's my hamstrings and quads kind of feel and things like that. How fresh I feel. Some days I'd feel like I'm fast. Sometimes I feel lethargic. Thankfully, I think most of the time in the games I didn't feel lethargic. I'd feel pretty good. So hopefully the guys took advantage of it during the bye week and just did take care of just little ailments that are nagging them. I'm sure a bunch of the guys had them, so hopefully they do what they're supposed to.
Unfortunately, during the bye week, there was a couple of walk-ons involved in something downtown. Then they made the jailbird.
Oh wow, that's not good.
And a player that did not, that from folks I've talked to said may be involved in the same incident, has entered the transfer portal, and that is Trent Holler, who we were looking at as being the center of the future. Once again, the center position, Spellacy with injury, Peyton Winstead with injury, now Holler entering the transfer portal. That center position has just been snake bit for East Carolina over the last 7-8 years now, it seems. But he talked about the center position now with Avery Jones, Fernando Fry, now that Trent Holler is leaving. That is cut 8, Shirley.
Well, Avery he's had a great year, and he's what you want at that position. Fernando Fry started every game for us at center last year, so obviously he's got a tremendous amount of experience there. And then Isaiah Foote, he repped at center for about 2.5 weeks during preseason camp, when had a couple of guys out. So, we've got solid guys there. It's a situation where, you hate when things happen, but, you got to move on. And so, we're excited about those guys and have faith in their ability to get the job done.
All right, Bryce, Mike Houston's team has gone out on the road and looked pretty good. Beat Marshall, had a chance to beat UCF, couldn't quite get it done. So they have some road experience, and Mike Houston talked about, the differences traveling on the road as opposed to being here at home.
Yeah, you play at home, you've got, 40,000 Pirates, screaming and yelling, and, you feel the energy from the time you start the Pirate Walk, and, it's just a great home environment. And so you don't have that on the road, obviously. I think our kids, they've gotten to where they really function well on the road schedule. I think that they feel like, they're able to get a little bit of rest on Friday because of the travel. They sleep on the plane or whatever and get to the hotel, and they're able to, just take a, just get off their feet for a few minutes before we eat dinner and stuff like that. So I feel like they get a little bit of decompression during the day on Friday that they don't get for a home game. We talked about it before. It's kind of the circle of the wagons kind of deal. It's us against the world. When you go on the road, it's your roster is much smaller. The travel party is not very big. You don't have as many fans there, so it's very much when we went into UCF, when we went into Marshall, it's kind of us against everybody else kind of mentality.
All right, us against the world, us against Houston coming up on Saturday. Bryce, as we get out of here, we need to hear your prediction for the Pirates and the Cougars.
Well, as we all know, I'm going Pirates. Pirates going to win this one. I'm thinking, I'm going to say 28-21, bye week. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe we're not as sharp. I don't know. Houston's been over sharp, not a huge. I don't know, it's just what I'm feeling,
If we put up 28 in a win, that's pretty sharp.
Yeah, I'm saying as far as point wise.
Okay, all right.
Well, I feel like we may have something, but 28-21 is what I'm feling.
I like it.
Obviously, we're winning. It's not too. It's a little lower than Vegas. You said
we'll take the W. Let's go. I'll take that right now.
We'll go.
All right,
that's what I got.
That'd be a huge road win for this team.
Yeah.
Giving them 4 with 2 very winnable home games coming up after that. So next week, Bryce, we'll talk to you on a Wednesday, and then the Pirates play the following day, Thursday nighter.
And I plan to be there.
Blackout.
Is it?
Yeah, wear your black
stuff.
All right, good deal. Thanks for hanging out with us, Bryce. Always enjoy it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Shirley, Chandler, we'll see you fine folks Wednesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. We will talk to you then. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.